Okay, never mind. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. The washing machine is in fact washing. I don't know, cause like there's been times where I've like put my clothes in the washing machine, and you know how like most washing machines nowadays will have like this like multi-part setup where there's like a bunch of knobs and switches that you have to do, and then you have to press start at the end. So there's been times where I've like gone through all the little knobs and then I've done them all up and then I forget to hit start. And then the laundry just does not get washed. But no, it is being washed. It is being washed. We're good. We're good. We're good. In the meantime, I've also been having I've been having a problem that feels made up. Like I can only describe this problem as like a problem that somebody makes up when they hate women and they're trying to find like a made-up example of a dumb problem a woman would have. I have this tube of like this like lip oil gloss stuff, and I can't open it. I closed it too tightly, like I screwed it too tightly, too tight, too much, and now I can't open it. I'm like struggling to open a tube of lip gloss. This is a made-up problem that is happening to me, for real, in real life. I don't know what I did this morning, but it is like firmly stuck shut. I have no idea what happened. But yeah, I guess I have bigger problems to think about right now. Bigger problems. Let's get music that's not plink plonk. Hold on. Okay. 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 Egg. Where's egg? Where's egg? Here's egg. Here's egg. Here is egg, and here's now egg in pajamas, as has been requested. Yes, good evening too. Good evening too. Punk Asian. And Fake Crate. And Zully. And Penis. And Uphill. And Yusha! A Mahjong Monday I can actually join, let's go! Yeah, you're right. I guess my usual time slot is kind of 7 in the morning for you, isn't it? And hello, Baxter Crook. Oh, and of course the glasses. As always, I don't even know why I bother to... You know what? I do it to balance the points economy, because I was gonna say, I'm like, I wonder why I don't just start the stream with this outfit, since it seems to be what everybody requests anyway. But... yeah. I'm doing it to balance the points economy. That's what this is for. I have received 0 RSVPs for the New York City eggplant meetup. I need to know how many seats to reserve at the Olive Garden. The Olive Garden. You know, when I visit Beba, I am intending to have actual good food. Because I think the last time I went to New York was like a school trip in 2017. And the only notable meal I remember having was at like Applebee's. Because like, we were like sent around in groups, right? And you had to stay with your group. So a lot of the time what would happen for meals is that they would let us loose in like Times Square, and they're like, okay, you have 1 hour to eat. So it's like, okay, we got 1 hour to get a restaurant that like is, you know, within reasonable distance, and also everybody in your group can agree on it. So that's how we ended up at Times Square Applebee's. If I tell this to other people and they're like, I'm sorry, you went to New York City and you went to Applebee's? And I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. You can still do a good expensive redeem? What do you mean? Your normal clothes are in the washing machine. Maybe, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you gotta go to Joe's. I hesitate to ask about Joe's. But yeah, Applebee's is, I don't know. I don't even, do we have Applebee's in Canada? I can't remember. Because I feel like we have a bunch of like Applebee's-esque restaurants, but I don't know if we have like Applebee's itself. Applebee's Canada. Okay, so it turns out we do have Applebee's. There aren't any near me. Like, I'm looking at all the, like, nearest Applebee's based on my location, and they're all, like, in other cities. Yeah, okay, so it looks like we do have Applebee's, we just really don't have that many of them. I guess they got competition, I guess. They got competition. Like, we got Swiss Chalet. We got Boston Pizza. We got Montana's, I think. There's enough, like, Applebee-type restaurants that I guess I don't feel the need to have, like, expand here. To me, Applebee's is the place my college roommate went between classes to have margaritas. Yeah, I mean, most of what I hear about Applebee's is about, like, drinking at Applebee's. What's the other restaurant that... Oh, Chili's. We don't have Chili's here, though. We don't, to my knowledge, we don't have Chili's. That's the other one I keep mixing up with Applebee's. Is Chili's. We have Applebee's, I think, but we don't have Chili's. But yeah, I feel like at their core, despite probably being owned by different companies, they're probably all kind of the same restaurant, aren't they? Alcoholics love Applebee's and Chili's. Yeah, I seem to remember, it was like a couple years ago, and it didn't end up happening. We were supposed to, when I went to MagFest a few years ago, we were supposed to all go to Chili's because we had some kind of running joke, and I don't even remember what the running joke was, but we were supposed to go to Chili's at some point. But we didn't end up going. I think because Hina was the one who suggested it, and then her flight got delayed into eternity. So we're like, well, we're not going to go without her. And then I think it just didn't end up happening. It didn't end up happening, but that's okay. TGI Fridays, Outback Steakhouse, and Olive Garden have the same vibe too. Yeah, okay. TGI Fridays, we do not have here. We do not have TGI Fridays. I think we have... Do we have Outback Steakhouse? I don't think we have Outback Steakhouse. I think we have something else called like Lone Star Grill or something that's like similar enough. Olive Garden we don't have, but we do have something called Eastside Mario's that is basically the same, but they don't do the unlimited breadsticks. But like menu-wise, it's pretty similar. I've been to Olive Garden a couple times though, because it's a place my parents liked to go when we were in the States. Yeah, Eggplant Meetup will include Olive Garden meal trip to the M&M store, or finally high tea at the plaza. Eggplant Meetup. Unusual stream time, yes. Something came up tomorrow, or rather, okay, something didn't come up tomorrow. Something came up today that caused me to have to move something else to tomorrow. Either way, the end result is that we're zhonging right now, and I'm not going to be zhonging tomorrow morning. But yes, hello Zia Xenos Chili's 2026. I'm sure if we keep saying this every year, it'll happen eventually. Maybe girls' lunch can be at Chili's. I don't know if there's a Chili's close enough to the Gaylord for it to be worth it. Yeah. Do they have bottomless pasta pastas? I don't know if Eastside Mario's does that. But I know it's like the same thing of like Italian food. Like you got your pizza and you got the pasta and you got it's been years since I've been to an Eastside Mario's. They got the Italian food. It's the Italian food. I guess maybe thematically it's different because I feel like Olive Garden is trying to like theme itself after like actual Italy, whereas like Eastside Mario's is specifically going for like New York Italian food. But because like I think even Eastside Mario's has like the Statue of Liberty in their logo and branding the last I checked. So yeah. I guess maybe Eastside Mario's is kind of in the same category as New York Fries, where like neither of these things are from New York. They are both like 100% Canadian, and yet they are like just adopting the New York for their branding. But yeah, girl brunch at Chili's is crazy. I don't know. Do we have better ideas? Yeah, I think the never-ending pasta at Olive Garden is only sometimes. I don't know. I've never had it. I know about the unlimited breadsticks. I've never had unlimited... I mean, I've had the breadsticks at Olive Garden. I remember the unlimited breadsticks because of the that Tumblr meme years ago about, like, you're on a date and then your date says something, you know, unusual or weird, and then you're like, oh, I have to leave, and you're, like, shoving breadsticks into your purse and leaving. I remember the unlimited breadsticks because of that. Like, every time I've gone, I've eaten a reasonable amount of breadsticks, which is, like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3. Oh, good evening, JD274. Good evening. Hello. Does New York Fries do poutine? It actually does. That's like the main thing they do, actually. I don't know. I'm gonna say it. I'm not actually that big of a fan of New York fries. My dad really likes it, but I'm just not a fan. I think it comes down to the fact that like New York fries, somehow they've developed a method of making fries that makes them taste more like baked potatoes than like French fries. Which, again, if you're into baked potatoes, awesome for you. If you're not into baked potatoes, less awesome for you. Also, the last time I got a poutine there, they didn't put enough cheese curds on it. But that's like a really petty complaint. So, very Canadian complaint. That's interesting because that's like not like New York, right? No, it's not. Literally, I think the last time Bodega once, I think it was the first time that Beba came to visit us in Canada. She was like, she saw this in the food court because we were at the mall and she saw one in the food court and she's like, oh, I have to try this. And then she looked at the menu. She's like, it's all poutine? I mean, I'm sure poutine exists in New York. I don't know. Should I message Beba about this right now? Is there anywhere in New York that serves poutine? I don't know. I think she's streaming right now. I don't know. Part of me is like, call her. But I'm like, part of me is like, I don't even know if she would notice. She might have like notifications muted. She is. Do I call her? Do I become this kind of person? Yeah. We have poutine in Michigan, so they probably have it too. I mean, I wonder if maybe it's like one of those things where it's like poutine exists in like all the states that are like that border into Canada. I mean, I don't know, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is, like, maybe I'll go to California someday and there's just gonna be poutine there. I know, you know what? Florida probably has poutine. Because there's a lot of Canadians that like what they call snowbirds, of like retired people who own property in Florida who go there for the winter. There's a lot of them from Canada. There's almost certainly poutine in Florida for that reason specifically. You can order a poutine kit from New York Fries. A kit? Like you have to assemble it yourself? Is it like a thing you do at home where there's like a gravy mix and stuff? I don't know how to play Mahjong. Easy problem to solve. Go into the Mahjong Soul tutorial. It's actually a pretty decent tutorial, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of snowbirds in Hero Land, and we don't have poutine. But are they snowbirds from Canada, or are they snowbirds from like northern parts of the states, though? Because that's important distinction. It has a decent tutorial. It really doesn't. I mean, yeah, but like, I don't think there's an easy way to play Mahjong short of just throwing yourself into the deep end, I think. Like, it's not a complicated game to pick up, you know? Like, I still have an easier time with this than I have with most card games, so. Yeah. I don't talk to the elderly. Also, Richi's tutorial is actually good. It's like Duolingo but Mahjong. Yu-Gi-Oh players fear this game. They shouldn't, because like Yu-Gi-Oh is way more complicated. Yu-Gi-Oh is way more complicated than Mahjong. Because like, here's the thing. Mahjong, like at least Richi Mahjong, does not change. You know? The same rules that applied like last year still apply this year. I don't get it with card games where they're like, oh, the meta's changing. Oh, this card used to work, but now it's illegal. Or like, this card, we don't use this one anymore. Or they're like, this card got debuffed and now it doesn't do the same thing it did before. It's not like a Mahjong meta. It's not like a shifting Mahjong meta. You often see Florida politicians commenting on US-Canada relations. It's kind of funny. Honestly, I imagine probably a solid chunk of the Florida economy. Thank you, Rudiger Smoot. Thank you for spreading. I imagine there's like a solid chunk of like Florida's economy that's like entirely reliant on like elderly Canadian people. Nice model. Thank you. I am an egg. My eyes are eggs. And they have eggs in them. Yeah, okay. Pum Plate, New York City in the Village has poutine with Canadian curd cheddar cheese. Canadian curd. But yeah, no. I'll have to ask when I'm there. I'm like, you guys got poutine? But like, I don't know. Poutine is so common here. Even McDonald's has poutine, actually. Like, you can go to a fast food restaurant, like, at literally any of them. Like, you can go to McDonald's and, like, you can order some fries and they will ask if you'd like to upgrade those to a poutine. I've never tried the McDonald's poutine, so I can't say if it's any good. Maybe I'll have to keep that in mind next time. I'll try a McDonald's poutine. But, yeah, it exists, is what I'm saying. It exists. Like, you'd be pretty hard pressed, I think, here to find a place that serves, like, French fries as, like, a side that doesn't serve poutine or something resembling poutine, you know? Doing Mahjong, what are, girl? What does this mean? What did he mean by this? I think there's like a word or two missing there. Doing Mahjong, what are a girl? Doing Mahjong, what are you, a girl? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Oh god. I think you guys weren't here earlier. I was complaining about having like... Oh! I got it. My problem has been solved. I was saying earlier, because I had this like lip gloss oil stuff and I closed the tube too tight the last time I used it and I was like struggling to get it open. And I'm like, this feels like a made up problem. It's like, oh, I can't open this tube of lip gloss. Yeah, like this sounds like a made up problem. Like a problem someone makes up wearing lip gloss. What are you, a girl? Yeah, like, no, but this sounds like a made up problem when someone's trying to like... When someone who hates women is trying to come up with like a situation, like a fake problem a woman might have, like this is exactly what they come up with. Of like, oh, my hands are too weak to open this tube of lip gloss. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, eat hot chip and lie. Yeah. Eat hot chip and lie. I don't know. Personally, I would eat hot chip. I would eat mild chip and tell the truth, but I don't know. Yeah, infomercial type problem. Exactly! Like, does this ever happen to you and you're like struggling to open a tube of lip gloss? This one is... Upyu is the name of the brand. APIEU. I think it's a Korean brand. Upyu. Honey, milk, honey and milk, lip oil, light, and it's in shade number, they don't number these, they just call the shade peach. It's like a pink shade. I think they have two versions of this. They have this one, and then they have another one in like an orange shade. It's been a fake woman problem. Men come up with is a woman leaving work early because of pregnancy when they get maternity leave. Make a human being. Give him 3 months. More time. Infomercial introduction. Yeah, has this ever happened to you? I don't know. They don't make... Do they still make infomercials now that I think of it? You know what? They probably do. Because I was like, do they make infomercials? Because, like, do people still watch cable TV? But then I'm like, you know what? The kind of people who are still watching cable TV are almost certainly the kind of people that infomercials were targeting in the first place. They probably still exist. I'm gonna tell everyone I meet that there's a New York Fries in Canada that only sells poutine. Yeah, tell them. Because it's a true fact. It's literally a true fact. Like, you go to almost any mall in Canada and you will be able... You go to the food court, you're gonna find a New York Fries. You're gonna find a New York Fries. Give them 18 years maternity leave. Yes. I mean, I don't know. I guess when I was a kid, my mom worked part-time. Even now, honestly, until recently, actually, only a couple years ago, she worked part-time. So, yeah, I guess that was like one of those things where it was like, she would always have dinner prepared, like, when my dad got home from work. But that's because she was leaving early. Like, she was getting home at, like, 2:30 in the afternoon, you know? Yeah. It's like if we had a Maple's Poutineery that only sold hot dogs. Oh, New York Fries also sells hot dogs. I don't know if they're as popular as their fries, but they sell hot dogs. They sell hot dogs. They also do that. I don't know if that makes them more New Yorky or less New Yorky. Yeah, your mom works part-time. Yeah. I mean, not anymore. She has since moved to full-time. Because, I mean, both me and my sister have moved out. And so it's not like she has to, like, you know, prepare dinner. But yeah, I mean, as well as when I was a kid, like, when I was little, my parents also both worked at, like, a home office. So, yeah, my mom was basically home all the time. Like, she was working, but she was still, like, home. Like, she said, I remember her saying, like, until we moved and until, like, she had to, like, actually commute to, like, a separate location to work, she's like, I didn't realize, like, how much, like, having a commute, even just, like, any commute at all, will, like, affect your life. Because it's not just about, like, oh, like, because it was a short commute, like, it was, like, 5-10 minutes, right? But, like, it's still just the fact that, like, you can't, like, start a soup and then leave the house, you know? Whereas, like, if you're at home, you can, like, start a soup and then go into the office and then come back, like, you know, 15 minutes later to check on it and make sure, like, nothing's caught on fire. Whereas, like, you can't really, I guess maybe you could do that with a crock pot or, like, a slow cooker. But, like, yeah, you can't put something in the oven and then leave the house. Like, that would catch on fire. Something could catch on fire. What hot dog toppings? Normal ones. Could you get poutine cheese curds on a hot dog? I don't think so. I don't think they do that. I'm sure if you ask, they would do that. But I don't think it's, like, a part of the menu. I think they just have, like, normal hot dog toppings, like relish and cheese and onions and the like. Yeah. It's normal. It's normal hot dogs. They're not Canadian hot dogs. I don't know what a Canadian hot dog would be. Like, what would Canadian hot dog, what would that even be? I guess maybe if it was, like, maple syrup? Maybe. Maybe. But, yeah. I will have to see in America if they have poutine. But, I don't know. Move back in so she can work part-time again. No, if anything, the reason why she moved to working full-time was because she started taking on more and more responsibilities at work, to the point that she's like, I'm honestly doing some of this unpaid. Can I get paid for it? And eventually, I guess they were like, well, you know what? Sure. Why not? So now she works full-time. So, yeah. No, again, she didn't originally intend to become a full-time employee. I think it just, like, happened that way. But, yeah. It definitely is something that, like, I'd never want to take for granted. The fact that she was able to work part-time when I was a kid. Because, like, I don't know. She was, like, very involved when I was a kid. Like, she would be, like, when we'd have field trips, like, she'd be one of the parents that would, like, volunteer as, like, additional chaperones. She'd be, like, again, volunteering with all sorts of school stuff. Like, she was very involved with, like, helping me with my homework and stuff. So I know that's something that, like, not everybody really gets to do, but that she could only do because of, like, the circumstances that we had, you know? Do schools still go on field trips? Like, is that still in the budget? Like, anywhere? Like, I was thinking, I was talking to a younger coworker who, like, only graduated high school, like, a year or two ago. And I was like, because I remember, like, I was telling her about, like, when I was in elementary school, the grades 7 and 8s, they would run it every other year, but they would do it for both grades 7 and 8. So if you didn't go in grade 7, then you would get to go in grade 8, and, you know. So they would do a trip to Quebec City, and we would go skiing. And I remember telling her this, and she's like, "You guys got to go skiing? Were you?" And like, we weren't like a particularly wealthy school or anything. This wasn't like rich kid school. This was like a fairly normal, like mixed school. So yeah, like, yeah, I was like, I mean, they only ran it every other year, so I guess there was like that budgetary constraint. But she was like, "You guys got to go skiing? Like, you guys had the money for that?" And I'm like, huh? You can do cheap field trips. When I was in high school, we did walking field trips to the park. Well, okay, I feel like if you can walk there, it doesn't count. Like, technically, when I was in elementary school, we did a lot of field trips to, like, the skating rink or to, like, the public pool. But, like, again, I don't count those because it was so close to school property that, like, it might as well have been on school property. But yeah, we never did those overnight trips. Yeah, I'm trying to think, because, like, in elementary school, that was the only overnight trip I did in elementary school, was that Quebec City one. Then, but I know we had a few other major ones. Like, we had ones where we would, like, get on a bus and we would drive to, like, the next city over for something. Like, there was a couple of them like that, where it was, like, it wasn't overnight, but it was, like, a long day, and we were going somewhere out of town. Those were fun. I think I had one in grade 4, another one in grade 5, another one in grade 6. Again, they were just, like, day trips, but they were, like, you know, you were going out of town, so it was big and exciting. In high school, I think... In high school, I had a few field trips, but I feel like in high school, it more depended on, like, what extracurriculars you were doing. Like, I'm sure I would have had more, like, overnight field trips if I was involved in sports, because they did a lot of, like, oh, we're going to this training or, like, this tournament. But I was in arts and music and theater, so we did have one field trip that was, like, an overnight one. It was, like, 3-4 days, where we went to a theater festival and watched a whole bunch of plays. I think I had another one. There had to be another field trip. There was a lot of field trips I had that were with choir that were basically just, we're gonna go compete at this choir festival, and that's it. And then, my sister got to do a field trip all the way to Halifax. They went on a bus, though. They didn't take a plane, so it was like a 16-hour bus ride, but they went to Halifax when she was, I think it was grade 12, I think? So yeah, she still got like a big field trip. But yeah. Skiing is not a common one I've heard of, to be honest. I mean, at this point, I'm not sure if it's like a budget thing or if it's like an insurance thing. Because I don't know how many more classes after my grade got to go skiing on their field trip. Apparently they used to go like tubing, and then they stopped doing that because like the insurance wouldn't cover it anymore. So again, I think that might be like health and safety might be more the question rather than budget, but yeah. My elementary school had a field trip where the kids were taken to go camping for a weekend, and that was a public school. Yeah, but how long ago was it though? We didn't have a bus at any of my schools, public schools, so I guess that was a hindrance. Yeah, again, usually they wouldn't have... Because when we would do field trips with a school bus, usually they would just like charter the school bus. Like, there was no, like, it wasn't like there was, like, a school bus that was showing up to the school every day for, like, field trips. They would just, like, charter it specifically for the occasion. But I've also had field trips where, like, I feel like there had to be at least one where we took the city bus there because it was, like, within city busing distance. I feel like that had to have happened at least once. I don't remember when. And it probably would have been something choir-related, but yeah. Or if it was for, like, a small group, like, if it was for, like, one singular club activity, I think sometimes they could get, like, enough teachers and parents to offer to give rides. So I think that was also, like, another thing, another option. But again, that doesn't work for, like, a large-scale, like, full-grade field trip, right? Like, that only works for, like, you know, when your club of, like, 10 people wants to go do something, right? So, yeah. But also, like, because of where my school was and what programs it had, there was a lot of people who were already taking the bus to school in the first place. Because, like, we had city buses that went specifically to our school, but we also had a lot of people who were taking school buses because they lived out in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, I think because of that, there was already like, my school was already making a lot of use of school buses. Like, yeah, early 2000s. Yeah, that would have been me as well. Like, I guess maybe more mid 2000s for me, but like, yeah, we had, I feel like we had enough field trips, but yeah, I guess they don't do those anymore. Maybe, or at least not as much. I don't know, I feel bad. I think the children deserve to have an overnight field trip at least once in their life. That should be allowed. They should be able to do that. But I wonder if do field trips forms? I remember when I was in elementary school, the field trip form, they would have this box that they would have to check off. It was usually for like the teachers or the principals. They would have to check off if it was a high-risk field trip or not. So I'm not sure exactly what criteria they used for saying something was high risk, but I just remember there was once my mom started laughing because I handed her a field trip form, and the field trip was to go see a play, right? Like it was just like to leave for an afternoon to go watch a play. And it was like, I guess they checked off the wrong box, and so it said that it was a high-risk field trip. And my mom, I think my mom wrote on the form when she was signing it, she just wrote like, don't fall off your seats. Yeah. My elementary high schools in the 2010s did not have buses, but the schools Elliot has worked at have had day bus trips, so maybe it's less versus more affluent area. Yeah, yeah. I guess the budget also, like, between schools probably is... Some schools have more and some have less, and probably some schools are, like, dividing it in a different way, right? But... yeah. Yeah. Field trip. Field trip. We should zhong. We should zhong. I did say we were zhonging, so we should probably zhong. Let us zhong. Let us make the zhong. East only. Let's go. 84675. 84675 to join. 84675. I'm pinning that, and I will pin that on YouTube as well. 84675. 84675. And that will be pinned on YouTube. There we go. There we go. Yusha is like frame one. Frame one in there. It's been 9,000 years since he's been able to come zhong. But yeah, I mean, going into the future, cause like after this week, I guess I'll... So, okay. Eggy life plans for the next month or so. So, what is today? Today's the 21st. We'll see what happens for streams this week because Christmas exists. So we'll see what happens then. There will not be zhong next Monday because I am getting a haircut. And I wanted to pick a different day, but unfortunately the stylist I wanted to book with does not have any appointments on other days. So I needed a haircut very badly. Honestly, I've needed a haircut since like last month. I was like starting work last month and I was like, oh no, I need a haircut, and I'm just like heading straight into like no time for haircut era. Are you getting length taken off? No, I'm just getting it reshaped. I just need like a trim. I think my problem is that with the hairstyle I have right now, I can only describe, like, when I have it freshly done, I look like TM Opera O. And when it grows out, I look like Agnes Tachyon. Like, just to describe the kind of state that my hair is in right now, that's where I'm at. And I know some of you are going to be like, oh, well, what's wrong with looking like Agnes Tachyon? And the answer is nothing, but if you're trying to look like TM Opera O, then it's a little bit of a failure on that end, isn't it? It's a little bit of a failure on that end. So, yeah. So, getting a haircut next week. So, Mahjong Monday might be either on the Sunday or on the Tuesday next week. I haven't decided yet. And then it's New Year's. And then after New Year's, I am like immediately off to New York, where I will be with Beba. And then after I'm with Beba, then I'm going to be heading up to DC for MagFest, which I don't have passes for. If anybody knows of somebody trying to sell their MagFest pass, please put them in contact with me. I'm still trying. I have not. I mean, if I don't get one, it's not the end of the world. I kind of would want to see Rebecca Sugar in concert. That would be kind of nice. I'm kind of a little annoyed that, like, the 1 year that there's, like, an actual concert of an artist who I have, like, some investment in is, like, the 1 year I can't get a ticket. But, yeah, it is what it is if I can't. You're doing the trip from the Streamathon? I am. I made this commitment assuming that she would not hit, what was it, like 900 subs or something for that sub goal. I kind of made, I agreed to it with the thought that I'm like, oh, well, she probably won't hit it, and then she hit it, and I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, anyway, I'm not back until, like, probably the 12th. And then I immediately turn around and start a new job on the 14th. So after that, I'm going to be working full-time, you know, a normal 9 to 5 schedule. That said, at the very least, my streams will be in the evening, but at the least, it will be regular. Because right now, my job has been 40 hours a week, but it's been like a very irregular 40 hours a week in terms of scheduling. Like some days I'm scheduled in the morning, sometimes I'm scheduled in the evening, like midday. So yeah, it will be like that until March. So, because it's another temporary job, but you know what? It's work. It's work, it's employment. I'm still like a step ahead of where I was at this point last year. You know? Congrats on full-time employment. Thank you. I will have to figure out something else come March, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah. Do you have Opera's aura or Takyon's? I mean, I'm sure hope it's... I'd rather have Opera's aura. I'd much rather have Opera's aura. I think if I have Takyon's aura, then that means that I have failed at something in many regards, I think. 9 to 5 is an upgrade, yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Pros and cons. This upcoming job will pay less than what I have right now, but it will be consistent. It will be consistent. The hours are the same every day. I don't have to like wait for them to like release a schedule. I have the weekends free. I know that for sure. Like, I prefer 8 to 4 if I can. I mean, yeah, but it is what it is. I've worked 8 to 4, and I've got to say, it's not that much better. It wasn't that much better. Also, it is in a convenient location. I'll have to see how commuting works for it, because it is in a busy location. But you know what? It's in a central location. I'm not off in the middle of nowhere. I'm so happy. I will not be in the middle of nowhere. Not that I am right now either, but you know. Hopefully it will be nice and good. Also, they asked during the interview if I had like a computer and internet, so I'm assuming that working from home some days might also be an option if it comes down to it, so that's also good to know that like, I guess maybe like, you know, if I'm sick, or if the weather is like absolutely trash garbage and it's holding everything up, that like I have other options, you know? You know? So, good to have that option open, it seems. Oh, hello Baraclo. Perfect. Yeah, snow days, yeah. Like, it's good to know that like, I mean, I imagine they're going to want me in the office most days, but it's good to know that like, the option exists. Because that was the thing with, like, my previous office job, was that, like, the option did not exist. Sorry, I'm just, like, shifting the mic. The option did not exist. Like, even if I wanted to work from home, I could not. Because there was parts of the job that, like, required handling, like, physical mail and, like, a lot of, like, physical paper stuff. So because of that, there were, I mean, I imagine there could have been tasks I could have done from home if they would have gotten me set up in the right way, but for like most things, it's like, no, I had to be in person. But I think that's might not be the case as much this time. Wasn't expecting Mahjong at this time. I'll take part for at least a game. Yippee! Welcome to Zhonging evening. Yeah. Sometimes the weather lines up to where it's just the worst time to drive right in the morning. Yeah, well, sometimes too, like, if snow falls... If snow falls overnight, but then it ends, you know, at like 4 or 5 in the morning, that's enough time for, like, the snowplows to, you know, tour the city and get everything done before people actually start to leave for work. But sometimes when it, like, snows and it doesn't stop until, like, 10 a.m., that's when it's the worst, because it's like, okay, things have not really been plowed properly yet, it's still snowing, and also everyone's trying to get places. So, and, like, this job is going from, like, January until March. So realistically speaking, there's gonna be at least one day where the weather's just gonna be so trash garbage that we're not gonna be able to do anything. So, yeah. But, I don't know. Hopefully this year will be better. I feel like I was thinking about my, like, New Year's resolutions from last year, and I'm like, I don't think I've accomplished a single one of them. And if anything, I think I might be worse in some regards for some of them. Because I was like, I feel like stream more often or stream more consistently is, like, the only one I succeeded at. And even then, just barely. And that's only because, like, 2024 was so difficult for me to find time, you know? Because, like, what were my resolutions? Lose weight. Haven't done that. Cause, like, I don't know, I'm kind of sad about it, because I was like, last year after MagFest, I was like, you know what, next year I need to, you know, I need to lock in, need to have, like, a complete glow up, I need to, like, show up for MagFest next year and, like, look so good that people don't recognize me. And then I'm like, this year I'm like, well, I mean, I guess I have a different haircut. But I still look, like, roughly the same. But yeah, so maybe this year. But I think that's something everybody says every year. But I would like to, I mean, I don't know, I guess I technically succeeded. I technically succeeded at losing weight, I just then put it all back on. I succeeded, for like 6 months I succeeded. But yeah, so didn't get that one. I guess I put out 1 cover this year, so, like, that wasn't 0. So I guess I did succeed in the sense of, like, yeah, I did 1 thing. What are some of my other goals? I guess I did study Japanese. I did take classes. I didn't find a job, so I guess I'm already ahead in that regard, you know? Do you want challenging resolutions this year? Oh god. I barely succeeded at, like, the easy, like, entry-level New Year's resolutions, you know? Those were, like, entry-level New Year's resolutions. I didn't even succeed at those. I don't know. You know what also, too, I think this year? I want to change my space. I want to move into a bigger room in the same house, so I can get a bigger desk, so I can have, like, a streaming setup that's actually comfortable to use. Because I know that, like, especially if I end up, like, working from home ever, like, this desk is not comfortable to use for long periods of time. Like, it's fine to use for, like, a few hours at a time, but, like, it's not, like, if I had to just sit in this chair for, like, 8 hours a day, I would probably be hitting up that insurance for all the back problems I'd be getting, you know? So, yeah, that's the goal for this year, I guess. Because, like, last year I had money set aside, technically, because I'm like, I knew exactly what desk I wanted and what chair I wanted. So I was like, yeah, I'll have like, you know, enough money set aside to pay for both of these. But then I just never got around to it. So I guess that's an easier goal for this year. But I don't know. I would need to... I would need to have a job. But again, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I can worry about that in like February, March. It's fine. I don't know. I'd like to go to EGGY this year. Because I know I said that last year and then I didn't. But I do want to go to EGGY. And I know I've talked about wanting to go to EGGY, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna keep going on about how much I want to go to EGGY. Egg Pats. Is it not showing up? Oh, I guess I gotta do this manually. Okay, hold on. Maybe all those goals we'll want to do will happen once your eyes start shining? Shining? I already have the little sparkle in here. What are you talking about? Hello, Faye. What are you talking about? I don't know. All these will happen when I'm less tired. I don't know. Like, lately I'm just like, how do people be less tired? And I know I'm not gonna like the answer, because the answer is probably gonna be like, you have to like exercise and stuff. But like, I don't know. I feel like lately I come home from work and I go, ooh. And I'm like, how do people, you know, do laundry or clean their house or make dinner? How do you all like come home and do anything other than going, ooh, for like at least half an hour, possibly more? Is there a group of streamers you want to meet or just want to go for the experience? Well, it's because like, okay, when I've gone to MagFest, I've met a lot of people that I've known for a long time, but never got to see in person. But it's only the people who live on the East Coast. Everybody who's on the West Coast, MagFest is kind of far for them to go. Some of them go to MagFest, but not all of them, right? So like, I have friends that I want to see, but like, they all live on the West Coast. So I'm like, I want to see the West Coast friends again at some point, you know? Yeah. One day you understand what I mean, because it implies everything. She refuses to say friends. I literally just said friends like 4 times. What are you on about? What are you on about? But yeah, I do want to go to EGGY. But yeah, no, I am tired. I don't know, today also too, today there was like a ton of people in my house. So my cousin, she had a baby last year. And so today was like her son's 1 year, like his first birthday, right? I was about to say his 1 year anniversary. Like her son debuted last year and this is his first year anniversary. Yeah, today was the 1 year anniversary of this child existing. So yeah, basically she had like a big, you know, first birthday party. But there was a lot of people here. Like it was because and a lot of it was people I hadn't met before, because a lot of it was like her side of the family and also like her husband's side of the family. So I'm like, there was a lot of people in my house, and I remember like I was feeling really overwhelmed today, and I'm really confused about why that happened, because like it's not the first time that there's been a lot of people in my grandma's house to have a celebration, and it's certainly not going to be the last time. But today I was like really overwhelmed with it for some reason. Like, I don't know. I'm like, is it because I'm older? Is it because I'm bigger and now have to like keep being like, excuse me, every time I like need to like squeeze past somebody to get somewhere? Is it because everybody was crowding within like the same 3 places? Is it because there was, I don't know, maybe it's because it was like babies and they're noisier. But, like, it's not like me and my sister and my cousins weren't noisy as kids. Yeah. Eggy, you're not gonna survive this judgment of the extended family when the big reunions happen at this rate. I mean, yeah, but like, okay, this was all people I had, well, not all, but like mostly people I hadn't met today. Like, the only people that came that I had met before were like my cousin, her husband, their son, obviously. And then I guess my aunt, my other aunt, 2 other cousins, another aunt, a grandmother from like the other side of the family from my cousin. Everybody else was somebody I had never seen before. everybody else was someone I hadn't seen before. So it was like, it was just like there were like at least 30 people, and like 80% of them were people I had not met before. Hello, Ego. Ho ho ho. Hello, double U. You're being festive. But yeah, it was like, I don't know why, it was so stressful today. Maybe it was also because I was tired from work. Like, I woke up and there was just like, because I slept in a bit, but I woke up and there was just like immediately everybody was in the house, and I'm like, because like, it's not like it was unexpected. Like, I knew this was happening and I already said I was going to come. So like, it wasn't like, oh, I should start the game. So yeah, it wasn't like I was like jump scared by people in my house, but like, it was still just like, I don't know. I don't know why I was so stressed today. Usually, like, I don't know why. I feel like a lot of the times, I feel stressed at, like, family holiday gatherings in a way that, like, I didn't when I was a kid. I don't remember having this issue before. Maybe this is what happens when you're old. This looks juicy. My 34F boyfriend, 32M, removed me from the group MagFest planning server. What? Are you on Reddit right now? I am on Reddit, as one does. This relationship is doomed. Are you just like scrolling and reading like the comments with like popcorn? You're like, whoa. Yeah, is there a ticket to be had here? Yeah. If she's been taken out of the server, is by any chance is she selling her pass? This is where we're asking the real important questions here. You know what? I'm gonna be foolish with this hand. I'm gonna be foolish. It's the first hand of the day. I can be a little foolish with it. But yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I do not hate Reddit. I actually think, for certain things, Reddit is like the only reliable social media anymore. Like, cause like, I think the thing with Reddit is that like, there's not a lot of, it's not like other social media sites at the moment where there's like a really solid reason to try to get big numbers. Like, I guess some people want it for attention, and maybe some people are trying to, like, beef up an account so that they can sell it. But there's not really an incentive to, like, rage bait on Reddit for any reason other than attention. You know, the good old-fashioned reasons, right? Reddit still gets atro-turfed in the main subs. Yeah, but, like, again, I don't really go in main subs. It depends what you consider main subs, I guess. Because usually for the subs I go on, they're for, like, specific interests and stuff. Like, I use the r/Asian Beauty a lot because that's where all, like, the, like, Asian brand makeup reviews are. I like that one. Yeah. In small areas, it's just, like, forums without having to build your own forum. Essentially, yeah. Because, like, for certain hobbies and stuff, I find that, like, it's more helpful because, like, I don't know, maybe some company, like, trying to, like, shill their stuff? Like, is there some, like, Korean makeup company that has, like, bought a bajillion Reddit accounts to try and shill their stuff on, like, makeup subreddits? Maybe, but, like, I feel like that there's not really an incentive to do so, you know? In that way, it almost feels more reliable for certain things, at least compared to, like, Twitter, or even, like, Amazon reviews for products. But yeah, because, like, I don't know. There's not... If people are gonna rage bait, they're gonna do it the old-fashioned way, you know? They're not trying to employ the, like, advanced rage bait tactics that people have to employ on Twitter now. I don't even know if the rage bait I mean, I don't know. I feel like my entire timeline, Twitter timeline, and I know I've seen other people notice this, but I feel like in the past few weeks, my entire timeline has been, like, out of context tweets that are very vague, and you go into the replies and all of them are just people asking for context. Like, I guess people figured out that that was the key to engagement, is to post something super vague and then have, you know, get engagement by everyone asking for, like, what's going on. I can't say I enjoy that. I can't say I enjoy that because half the time it actually has nothing to do with my interests. Like, all the viral tweets that I keep seeing, like, they don't have anything to do. I'm like, oh, is this about, like, a fandom I'm in? No, it's something completely unrelated. But people were asking for context in the replies, so I guess that's all it takes for me to see it now. Yeah, all the memes are vague posting in context. Yeah. And also, too, like, I've noticed, like, there were things I just, like, straight up miss. Like, I partly didn't participate in VTRP this year, partly because I don't have good reliable computer right now, but also because even if I wanted to, I straight up did not see the tweet. Like, the tweet that Barry had tweeted of, like, hey, we're opening it up, you know, click this link if you want to sign up. I didn't see the tweet. It never showed it to me. I'm following her. It never showed it to me. So, like, this is where we're at now. Are you kidding me? I already put that to... Man, okay. Yeah, do you want to join for next year? I do. I literally do. Like, as I was watching, like, everyone's stream that was, like, brainstorming, I'm like, what character could I be? I want to do this. I want to do it, but, like, I don't know. I think I would need, like, a hardware upgrade, maybe. And, you know, ideas. Because, like, I don't know. I've never done any kind of, like, roleplay thing. Well, okay. I roleplayed once. I've done one tabletop campaign with friends back in, like, I don't know. I think it was, like, late 2020 or early 2021. We did, like, a Christmas-themed one. And apparently I was good at it. But, like, also this was, like, a situation where I was entirely with, like, people that I already know, right? And, like, I don't know. I guess if I join VTRP, I already know people there, and people already know me there. So, like, it's not like I'm, like, with, like, a bunch of complete strangers, but, like, I'm just with a bunch, like, mostly a bunch of strangers. Don't worry, Eggy, we all mute Barry from time to time. I never muted her, though. I don't have her muted. I'm following her, but for some reason the tweet just never showed up. I didn't see it until, like, after the event already started. I'm like, oh, when did they add new people? I thought maybe it was, like, an invite thing. Like, I thought, oh, maybe it's, like, you know, she would send you a DM and be like, hey, do you want to join? No, it turns out there was actually, like, an open form, and I just never saw it. Yeah, she's still planning on going to MagFest, but the BF doesn't want her in the Discord, so... Oh, you're still on Reddit. I was like, wait, is this about Barry? No. She decided that they were sharing a hotel room, which made him mad. Oh, so does she just not have a place to stay? Okay, so what you're saying is that she is not selling her pass. Man. I can't believe that happened to Barry. Wait, so they both have rooms already. Okay, wait, then what's the argument then? If they both have rooms already, and they both have passes already, one of them just, like, remove the other from the Discord. I fail to see what the issue is, aside from removing them from the Discord. It's not like they were reliant on each other for anything at this point, right? Because, like, I don't know. I've been in situations before where, like, you know, I was supposed to be in a room with somebody, and then, like, the people who booked the room were, like, no longer on speaking terms, and then, like, I've been in situations like that for conventions before. Where it's like, oops, they had a fight, and now I need to figure out a new arrangement. But, like, I don't know. That wasn't, like, my problem. That was, like, collateral damage, you know? Yeah. Eggy, will you join a Minecraft server? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't touched Minecraft in a while, actually. Yes. Like, I think when was the last time I played Minecraft? I feel like it was, was it 2023? I feel like I played Minecraft in a collab, and that was the last time I touched it. Whoa! Boom. Yippee! Okay. Good. Okay. Eggy, please don't judge, but I've never played Minecraft. No, I'm literally, that's fine. I don't, like, I would have never played Minecraft, I think, if, like, all my friends didn't play Minecraft. Like, if Beba and Kengi and Kane and Kaji and Yusha and, like, everyone else in the Nakaboke server, if they didn't play Minecraft, I would have never played Minecraft. I lived over 2 decades of my life having not played Minecraft until I eventually played Minecraft. Was it my server? Yeah, Yusha, actually, your server was the first ever server I was in. That was the first ever server. Like, I don't know, I think my problem is, like, maybe I'm just more of a creative mode person. I like the crafting part more than the mining part. So, like, every time that I've had a good time in Minecraft, it's because I'm, like, in a server where I just, like, walked in and someone was like, here, have a bajillion materials. Have all the stuff that we already got for you ahead of time. Like, I'm not big on the mining. I will gladly craft, I just don't like mining. I miss that server. Sometimes we automated everything. You know what, actually? No, Yusha, I can yell at you for this. The last time I ever played in that server, I was, like, in a call with somebody, and I thought, you remember, okay, so Yusha had this thing in his server that was basically like a prank. It was like this minecart that you would get on, and you would basically, it would throw you off a cliff. It would, like, lead you on this, like, long path, and then there was like a sign somewhere that said something like, haha, sucker, or something like that. And then it would just throw you off a cliff. But he had it set up so that, like, you could still, like, all your, wherever you landed, all your stuff would still be safe. And it was like in boxes and you could go back and get it, right? Hold on, let me finish the story and then I'll switch to French. So I was in a call with a friend and I was trying to show them, like, oh, look at this, like, silly thing in this server that we have. So, you know, I did the thing, I threw myself off a cliff, and then I went back for my stuff, but then it became nighttime, and the cliff it throws you off of is in the desert. So basically, I was trying to go back at night. I was trying to walk back. And then I guess I didn't have enough lights on me or something. And then I got attacked, and then I got killed, and then I lost all my stuff because I tried to go back for it later, but it wasn't there anymore, and I couldn't remember. Like, I think it was like I got lost and I couldn't remember where it was, and then by the time I got there, it was gone. So, like, I had, like, diamond stuff. I had, like, a bunch of really strong armor that everybody had given me, and I lost all of it. Yell at him in French. Je vais pas faire ça parce que ça fait à peu près 3 ans depuis que ça s'est passé. C'est quelle heure? Ok, 9h36, ok. Mais ouais, RIP stuff. Bonjour Pembu, bonjour, bonjour, bonsoir, bonsoir. Ça se passe. Oui, ça fait à peu près. Ça c'était 2022. Alors ça c'était. Ça fait presque 3 ans depuis que ça s'est passé. Ou plus que 3 ans. Plus que 3 ans. Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Bonjour. Bonjour. Parce que, littéralement, si vous voulez comme traduire bonjour, littéralement, en anglais, ça devient good day. Parce que bon, c'est good et jour, c'est day. Alors, bonjour, c'est avec la traduction très littérale, c'est good day. Comme une traduction comme très directe. C'est good day. Mais, et puis bonsoir, c'est good evening. Mais ça, c'est à peu près la même chose, n'est-ce pas? Puis, s'il vous plaît, comme vous savez probablement, même si vous parlez anglais, vous savez, s'il vous plaît. Comme en anglais, on dit please, mais si vous traduisez s'il vous plaît, littéralement, c'est if it pleases you. Alors, écoutez s'il vous plaît. En anglais, si vous traduisez directement, c'est comme listen if it pleases you. If it pleases you. Mais il y a toutes sortes de choses avec les langues comme ça. En japonais, il y avait une phrase qui disait très souvent dans les annonces et tout ça, c'était Gokyodoku onegai shimasu. Et littéralement, ça veut dire coopérer, s'il vous plaît. Ou en anglais, comme please cooperate. Alors, il y avait des temps où ils avaient des annonces où il y avait comme. Ils traduisaient directement. Et en anglais, on dit comme thank you for your cooperation, n'est-ce pas? Alors, please cooperate. Le sentiment, c'est très différent. Please cooperate, c'est comme. Qu'est-ce que tu vas faire si je ne coopérerai pas? Comment est-ce que tu vas me tuer? Alors, mais en japonais, c'est normal. C'est normal. Eggy win en anglais. Eggy a gagné. J'ai gagné, j'ai gagné, j'ai gagné. Eggy a gagné. Merci à tout le monde. Merci à DW et merci à Yusha et merci à Baracloud. Et puis, on va jouer encore une fois. Vous pouvez joindre le jeu. The biggest lie is that you were N1 Japanese. Je n'ai jamais dit ça. Je n'ai jamais dit que je suis N1. Please in English is a shortening of if you please, which comes from if it pleases you, so it's not that far off. Ah, intéressant. Intéressant. Parce que en anglais, please, ça c'est un verbe aussi. Comme please, ça veut, on peut utiliser comme please do this. Mais on peut aussi l'utiliser comme like he was pleased, like he was happy, like il était content. Oui. Yeah. Don't know what you said when that you knew Japanese. Je n'ai jamais dit que je suis N1. N1, il y a très peu de monde qui sont N1. Si vous voulez travailler au Japon, la plupart des emplois, ils ne demandent pas N1, ils demandent N2. Parce que comme N1, c'est seulement si vous êtes comme... Si vous voulez faire quelque chose avec la langue très difficile et technique, comme si vous voulez faire comme étudier comme la médecine ou la loi ou peut-être comme un sujet comme très avec comme beaucoup de vocabulaire très spécifique, peut-être vous auriez besoin de N1, mais si vous voulez faire comme un emploi normal et vivre une vie normale, probablement vous allez seulement avoir besoin de N2. She went to Japan, she must be one N1 or N0. N0 ça n'existe pas. N0 ça n'existe pas. Okay, we're switching back to English. N0 does not exist. N0 is a joke. Like it's a thing people make up. But, no, N1 is like, you don't need to do JLPT N1 unless you're doing something like really technical or like really advanced. Like even most jobs will only ask for N2. Even doing like translation work will only ask for N2 unless it's like translation work in a very, very specific field. So, understood it because you sounded angry. What, were you trying to rage bait me in French? You know, one of my New Year's resolutions is to, like, get rage baited less. So maybe I should start on that by banning Faye. I will have to ban you from my chat in order to get rage baited less. Because, like, I don't know, I get rage baited a lot. You know what? It's even worse, because I get rage baited in, like... I get rage baited in ways that are only self-destructive. Like, I have a tendency to, like, get rage baited, but, like, if I see something that makes me mad, right? I'm not going to reply to it. I'm never like, that's wrong, actually. I can't believe you would spread this kind of misinformation. I never reply to, like, rage bait that I see. I just sit there, and I sit there and get mad about it and never externalize these feelings. I will, like, sit there and be like, oh, I can't believe people think like this. Oh, people are so stupid. Yeah, so I'm like, I need to get rage baited less. Yeah. So that's why we're banning Faye from this channel. Oh, hi, Eggy. Hello, milk before cereal. Yeah. Okay, I will promise not to rage bait you that much in the next year. That much? Okay, so I should still stay on my toes then. At least I'm not giving the rage baiters engagement. Yeah, because that's the thing is that, like, when I look at rage bait, I almost always know it's rage bait. So I know that, like, I shouldn't reply to things that make me angry because I know, you're right, like, that just gives them engagement. That will just, and also that will, like, screw up your algorithm because the algorithm would be like, she replied to this. That must mean she's interested in it. Let's show her a bunch more of it. So, yeah, I do try to, you know, I don't engage with it. But yeah, the side effect is that I just, like, stew in it by myself, like, you know. Yeah, get ready for, like, political count rage baiters on your feed. Yeah, again, I feel like I see a lot of them already, even when I try not to, like, engage with anything that, like, would trigger that, like, in the algorithm. I still end up seeing it. Which is annoying, and I don't like it. I don't know, I think the other thing too is that, like, I feel like it's, you know, because it's like the trap of, like, you know, the algorithm is like, I see that she spends a lot of time looking at this. Maybe if we show her a bunch of stuff that will make her angry based on what we know she already likes. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, I need to focus on just, like, you know, looking and liking and engaging with things that I like and that make me happy, right? So I'll go around and, like, interact with a bunch of posts about VTubers and, like, interact with a bunch of posts about Lolita fashion or interact with a bunch of posts about knitting. And then, like, I guess the algorithm was like, I see. She likes posts about VTubers. So maybe we'll get engagement out of her if we show her a post made by somebody who hates VTubers. And then I end up with a bunch of posts from people who hate VTubers. So it's like, I think that's what's happening, is my theory of, like, why I'm still seeing rage bait despite trying not to engage with rage bait. Give more likes to my art. I do give likes to your art. Again, like, that's specifically what I'm trying to do is, like, again, engage with stuff that I'm like, yes, this is good and I like it. I would like to see more of it, please. And not the other stuff. To be fair, you rage baited me once. I think it was unintentional. See, the other thing too is that, like, I know I will never succeed on Twitter in at least in the way that it is right now. Because I don't know, some people can be dishonest. Like, some people enjoy, you know, rage baiting by being dishonest. I can't do it. Like, I'm sure that, like, some of my opinions can make somebody somewhere angry, but I just, the idea of, like, trying to, like, play things up to get more engagement, I don't think I could do it. Or if I did do it, it would have to only be with stuff that, like, I know I can, like, stand behind, you know? Yeah, sadly the algorithm appears to try and enrage you half the time regardless of account activity. Yeah. Because, like, even, because, like, I have multiple accounts, right? And I use some of them more than others. So when I go onto the accounts that I use less often, I guess the algorithm has, like, less information to work with. So oftentimes the posts I'm seeing on it are just, like, absolute garbage. Like, it's rage bait, it's engagement bait, it's, like, AI slop, and I'm just, like... for that account, I just stick entirely to, like, the following, because nothing it shows me is good. Nothing it shows me is good at all. But, yeah... I don't know. I said that was another goal I made for this year, was stop using Twitter, and I did not succeed at that. I did not succeed at it at all. It did not work. Here I am, still tweeting. I don't know, do you think it's still worth making, like, going live tweets? Because I know some people have stopped doing those because apparently they just, like, don't get... Like, they don't get enough traction to be worthwhile anymore, but... I don't know. I'm only on Blue Sky and I'm so sick of it. Yeah, like, I don't know. I keep posting on Blue Sky, but I'm still struggling to figure out what it's, like, what it's for. I guess. Blue Sky is full of rage bait. Yeah, see, like, even, like, the site that is supposed to be better is still full of rage bait. I don't know, I feel like... I guess the kind of rage bait you find is different there, but... I don't know. There was a few people I, like, had to unfollow. I, like, not even, like, mute, but just, like, straight up unfollow. There was a couple of people I had to, like, unfollow on Blue Sky. Because I just, like... I kind of just got tired of seeing their posts. No. Yeah, I do 1 hour notices for anyone who might see it, so I have something to attach a post-stream tweet to, but I don't do it right when I go live anymore. Because, yeah, like, I still do it out of habit, honestly, at this point. But, like, I'm also just, like, I feel like most of the people who are coming from an alert, it's either, like, an alert they got directly from Twitch or YouTube, or it's an alert that they got from Discord. Like, I feel like... I don't know how many people are still, like, clicking in from Twitter, because I don't know how many people are actually still seeing the going live tweets. Because, like, if I don't have to do them anymore, then, like, cool and fine. That's just, like, one less, like, pre-stream, like, thing that I need to do. So, I'm good with that, but yeah. Being a Blue Sky is that things got turned for worse when the Tumblr migration happened and those people ended up moving to Blue Sky. I actually don't think that's the issue with Blue Sky. Contrary to popular belief, that's not actually the problem I have with Blue Sky. Did I use up all my... Maybe I used up all my luck on the previous game. But yeah, of course now we have a new generation of rage baiters on YouTube. That said, I don't think YouTube has actually been pretty good about not rage baiting me. That said, I guess I have been using the same YouTube account for, like, personal viewing since, like, 2013, 14 or something. So I think that it has more than enough information to work with, so it knows what not to show me. Because, yeah, I think YouTube is, like, the one place I'm like, you know what? Not everything it shows me is good, but at the very least, it's never showing me things that make me, like, directly angry, you know? Yeah, when I mentioned the mangas I'm reading, I get a bunch of viewers that are reading those mangas. But yeah, no, I think my thing with Blue Sky... And again, maybe this is just me. And I know this is, like, definitely a taste thing. It's a mix of things with Blue Sky that I'm struggling with. One of them is that the people who have moved there, it's been like largely just English speakers, right? So like there are artists who have moved there, but like a lot of like, I'm not like likely to run into like Japanese artists or like Southeast Asian artists. They're not on Blue Sky yet. Like it just hasn't taken off in other countries the same way that it has for like English speaking countries. So part of it is that. The second part of it, I think, is that like, I think Blue Sky is trying to, like, recapture the vibe of, like, the internet circa, like, 2011. But the problem is that, like, we're, like, a whole generation removed from that, right? So instead of being, like, nostalgic, it kind of just feels outdated. And I think because of that, I think I tweeted about this once. I think the other thing, too, is that, like, people complain about having to see the opinions of 14-year-olds on the internet, but I feel like the worst thing is a sudden absence of opinions from 14-year-olds on the internet. Like, I feel like the children are not on Blue Sky, which makes sense because why would they be? You know, like, they don't know how to use it. It doesn't look like anything they've used before. Totally understandable that they wouldn't be there. But I think because of that, it makes the platform feel kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm just, like, not old enough. Maybe if I was, like, 10 years older, I would be totally down for it. But, like, I don't know. It just makes things feel kind of... Like, the lifeblood of the youth are not there, you know? Like, the only... It's like that... like, again, the only thing worse than an opinion from a 14-year-old is, like, a sudden absence of opinions from 14-year-olds. You know? I strongly do not agree with you. Yeah, it doesn't help that Blue Sky hides other languages by default. Does it? That, you know what? That explains so much. That explains so much. I mean, that seems to be an issue with a lot of websites right now, where they just seem to, like, be built with the assumption that everybody only speaks one language. But yeah, that would actually explain why, like, I'm never seeing... Or why I'm, like, barely seeing any Japanese posts. When I'm seeing them, like, all the time on Twitter. Is this really the only way? Man! I was like, I don't want to give up my Dora, but like, no, that seems to be the only way. Yeah. Whenever I'm on Blue Sky, it feels like it's full of 30-somethings, like my age group is not there. Yeah, I can say, yeah, Zia, because you're like even younger than me. Yeah, it's just like... It makes sense why the children would not be there, because there's nothing for them there. Like, it doesn't work like anything they've used before, and it doesn't look like anything they've used before. Because we're like, you know, again, we're like 15 years removed from, I think, the era of the internet they're trying to go for, you know? But, I don't know. I think the result is like, I guess maybe if you were older, like I said, maybe if I was like 10 years older, I would feel differently about this. But, yeah. I don't use Blue Sky, but I personally don't use any social media besides Discord and WhatsApp if you have those. Yeah, I don't like WhatsApp. I don't like WhatsApp. I like Discord. I don't like WhatsApp. Like, I'll use WhatsApp if I have to, but if I do not have to, I do not like having it around. Yeah. Like, Mahjong and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are easy enough to play at the same time. The children have not used Twitter. No, but okay, no, the children, at least some of them have used Twitter. But what I'm saying is, like, for instance, one of the things that threw me off when I first started using Blue Sky is that hashtags actually do something. Because, like, I'm so used to a lot of sites now, like, they will have hashtags as a feature, but, like, it doesn't actually affect the visibility of your post, and in some cases might actually make the visibility worse. Whereas, like, no, if you want to have people see hashtag, like, see your post on Blue Sky. You do actually have to use hashtags. And like, yeah, I remember like being thrown off by that for a while because I'm like, that it feels outdated to me, you know? Like the idea of like you make your like, here's my post, hashtag relevant thing. Like it almost feels like nobody does that anymore, right? Like it feels like a remnant of like a previous era. Yeah, it feels outdated to categorize. Yeah. Like it almost feels, again, it feels like you're tweeting like a grandma, you know? Like it feels like you're tweeting like someone who's on the internet for the first time. Or like hasn't been on the internet since 2011. Because yeah, like I think it used to be pretty normal to be like body of post, hashtag relevant thing. Whereas like people don't really do that now. At least not on Twitter. And like I guess Tumblr was kind of its own separate beast with its own tagging system because the tags were kind of like separate from the main body of the post. And same thing with like Instagram. I guess people still use tags for Instagram, but again, they have it formatted in a way that's like separate. Yeah. Hashtags are irrelevant now because the function of it has been replaced by the algorithm. Exactly. It's like things are already automatically categorized. Correct. Has this game been like oops alt sumos? I don't think I've seen any. Has anybody roned yet? I feel like every time somebody wins, it's all through sumo. Yeah. Platform from old people for old people. But like, I don't want to say it, but algo is not optimal. Oh, for Blue Sky? Or just like in general? Because no, algo is not optimal on Blue Sky either. I think Blue Sky doesn't realize that I'm Canadian. I've blocked the name of like almost every American politician because it would not stop feeding me American politics. Like, I'm just like, does Blue Sky know I'm not American? I can only imagine how it feels to be like somebody, because like, you know, Canada is like close to the US, so like we'd be hearing about this anyway, but like, I can only imagine how it'd be for someone who like lives on the other side of the world from the States, and it's like, why am I still hearing about this? Yeah. Canadian? I thought you were a VTuber. I am Canadian VTuber. Every VTuber is Canadian. Haven't you learned by now? Every VTuber is Canadian. Someday you will go into a new VTuber's chat, and then they'll be like, oh, by the way, I'm Canadian. And what are you gonna do? Sit there and be surprised? Must be in the poutine. No, you know what it is? You know what it is? It's because it's so cold outside. We all have to, like, develop indoor hobbies to get through the winter. Like, VTubing is getting us through the winter here. Like, you know, it's like, it can be like -20 sometimes. What are we gonna do? Go outside in that weather? No. Wow, Pekора's Canadian. Okay, correction. Every English-speaking VTuber is Canadian. Every English-speaking VTuber is Canadian. The ones who speak Japanese are mostly Japanese. Except for, like, no, wait, hold on. I can think of at least, like, one example of VTubers who speak a lot of Japanese but are actually Canadian. There's at least one example out there. Again, everyone is Canadian. It's true, I too am Canadian. See? There's at least one other Canadian in the chat. There's gotta be another one. There's gotta be, like, another Canadian, like, lurking in the shadows here. I'm not Canadian yet. You say this like it's a threat. GG's. Not yet. It's not over yet. If I boot up for stream with the default VTube Studio cat, will I get my Canadian citizenship? Yeah, the Canadian citizenship test. It's like you gotta know like Canadian history, and you gotta speak like French or English, and then you have to know how to use VTube Studio. They're gonna give you a test on like how OBS works. Yeah, Canadians and the rest of the world stem from Homo sapiens. Coincidence? Canadians, they're just like us. Huh? If I get fully integrated into the American country group, get ready because the bullying there is brutal. What do you mean? What do you mean fully integrated into the American country group? Yeah, Blue Sky is like a nice platform to use to actually keep up with people. I guess I just like, I don't know. Either I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I just like am too, my brain has been too far rotted to enjoy it. Again, I'm sure I'll figure out a use for it someday. I'm just like still trying to figure it out. Yeah, you seek different things. That's fair, because even for like platforms that existed before Blue Sky, like I have an Instagram account. I don't touch it much. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with it. I haven't touched TikTok in ages. I haven't touched, what do people use anymore aside from TikTok? I was talking to a coworker the other day, because I think I showed her a picture of one of my outfits, and she's like, "Do you post these anywhere?" Like, and I'm like, "No, I mean, I have an Instagram account, but like, I don't use it much." And then she's like, "No, you gotta post it. It doesn't have to be Instagram." And then she told me that she uses like Visco, and I'm like, "Oh boy, that's a name I haven't heard in ages." And she's like younger than me. She's like significantly younger than me. Yeah. Visco, yeah. In the year of our Lord 2025. The youth are, I mean, at least one youth is still using Visco. Cause like, I don't know, I know Visco existed. I remember there was like a whole thing around like 2018 or 2019 of like a specific aesthetic that I think was like associated with Visco girls. Like that was like a whole, maybe not subculture, but I remember that was like a whole like trend. That was like a precursor, I feel, to like the TikTok micro trends of just like Visco girl. It was like, I don't know, it was like the look was like, I don't know, they had hydro flasks and lots of bracelets and I think there was like specific like makeup products that was associated with it too. Oh god, it's escaping me now. Remember Visco girl in 2018 and 19? The only time I can remember people around me actually using Visco was more like 2016. I'm assuming you meant 17. Yeah, because like, I mean, I feel like I heard about it in high school. But I feel like most of the people I knew who used it, it was because they were like really into like photography. Like I feel like it wasn't really being used as like a social media platform. It was more just like a, like, hey, I'm good at taking photos. Look at it. Look at my photos, kind of deal. You know. I also, you know what else also completely skipped me? I never used Snapchat. Well, no, I had Snapchat in high school and I hated it, so I just tried to avoid using it. Do people still use Snapchat? Zia, you are my one gateway to the youth, to understanding the youth. Do the youth still use Snapchat? Or is that like an old person thing now? They still use Snapchat, okay. Because I don't like Snapchat at all. I do not care for it. Part of it, I think, was because in high school I had like a really garbage, like bottom of the line cheap smartphone. So like I felt like it happened a lot that like I would get a Snapchat, like somebody would send me something and I would open it and then the app would crash. And then because I technically opened it, I couldn't open it again. So I'm just like, well, I hope that wasn't important. I did not care. Like maybe it's just because I'm somebody who like likes to be able to like go back and look at my messages, but nope, did not care for Snapchat at all. Actually, Eggy, if you don't mind, what kind of youth do you see on Twitter? Well, it depends, I think, on like what fan bases you follow, because I feel like if you follow a lot of like again, I am into a lot of hobbies and have a lot of interests that are also very commonly like interested by teenagers, right? Like a lot of teenage girls are into Lolita fashion. A lot of teenage girls are into anime. A lot of teenage girls are into like Vocaloid. A lot of teenage girls are into like, I think that like a lot of my hobbies are things that like, you know, both the youth and the adults kind of share. So that's usually where I'm seeing most of the youth. The youth are on Twitter. It's not that dead for the youth yet. Probably not as much as like TikTok, but like the youth are on Twitter. I do see them there. Yeah. Why do you have so many accounts on so many social media sites? Some of them just so I can like sit on the username to make sure nobody else takes it. Some of them I like make an account because I'm like, okay, maybe I could use this. Maybe I could figure out some use for this. And then I just either never figure it out or just like forget about it. Or I decide it's like too much work. But yeah, sometimes it's just like, I don't want anybody else to steal the username. There's like youth, like Project Sekai fans that are having fun online, but when I read them, my brain rots. They can exist, but I'd rather not read them. That's fair. I think for me, it's like... the youth often have bad opinions because they only learned how to have opinions like 10 minutes ago. I can't bring myself to be mad at teenagers on the internet, is my problem. Like, maybe in certain situations, like if they're harassing people or, you know, bullying people, I'm like, okay, that's bad. They shouldn't do that. But also, like, there's a part of me that's just like, I just can't be mad at somebody who's enjoying themselves. You know? Like... And I don't know, I feel like I've always had this thought with a lot of things. It's just like, again, if someone's having a good time, I can't be mad at them unless they're committing some other misdeed in having that good time, you know? And I don't know, I feel like a lot of people probably feel the same way to a certain extent. Like, there's a reason why, like, people kind of look back on a lot of, like, early 2010s, like, Tumblr DeviantArt posting. They look back on it kind of fondly because it's like, okay, well, it's cringe, but like everybody was having a fun time, right? Yeah, I'm not bad, but I don't really miss them. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, do I like seeing it? No. But something of value feels like it's been lost when it's gone, you know? Yeah, an EGGY impersonator? Maybe not, but like... I don't know, I've managed to snag the name NiceEggy for like everything I've ever signed up for. But I know eventually that streak of luck is not going to last forever. Man, okay. I used up all my luck on the first game. Good job, Tuzeli! Thank you, GG to everybody else. Congratulations on winning. Yeah. Does the youth not hate Elon Musk? Does the youth not virtue signal anymore? I don't know. I think the youth are a wide and varied demographic. I don't know. I think for a lot of the youth, it's just that, like, everyone and all their oomfies are still there. So that's where they're staying. Bye, Eggy. I finished my work-mandated lunch break. I hope you had a yummy lunch. Or at least a good break if you didn't eat anything. Have a nice and good work day. But yeah. You get what I mean, right? Yeah. I don't know. I just think the youth are definitely there. But yeah, the previous youth had no issue migrating from Tumblr to Twitter. I don't know. I think the thing is, I feel like the downfall of Tumblr happened a lot faster than the downfall of Twitter. Like, it might feel a lot faster, maybe because we're older, but I feel like the downfall of Twitter was a lot slower compared to Tumblr, where it was like they had one policy change and everyone just gave up on it, you know? All the platforms are evil anyway, so I don't think the youth are that interested in virtue signaling by what platform they use. Yeah, that too. Yeah. Because, like, it's like, I don't know. There aren't exactly any, like, good ones anymore. Any flawless ones. And I think also, too, like, the youth, like, I feel like people who are, like, under the age of 18 right now, they didn't really grow up. Because I feel like I grew up kind of in the era of, like, feeling like technology could maybe solve some of our problems. Like, you know, these things will have problems to solve, but in the end, they are good, actually. I think that was kind of the prevailing attitude when I was growing up. Whereas I think by the time a lot of, like, of today's teenagers became old enough to use social media, everyone was just kind of on the, like, no, this is bad, and we're all using it anyway, but this is bad kind of thing. I don't think the children did not grow up with the idea of, like, you know, this could be good or bad. They were already at, like, this is bad, but we're all using it everywhere anyway, so it is what it is. Oh, hello, Jake. Good evening, Jake.
That
Thank you for blooming
_boy_Jake just bloomed.
The 34th month. Hello. I'm being old. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. Yeah, because, like, again, like, people who have been online or who just are older, like, we have a frame of reference for, like, things were like this before and then they got worse. Whereas, like, people who, you know, weren't old enough to remember what it was like before, then it's like, you know, this is just what things are like, you know? I was at the Japan store with my friends. Did you get anything at the Japan store? I saw you post a picture in the Discord. I see you were also at the Japan restaurant that has both sushi and ramen. Did it do either of those things well? I hope you had yummy sushi and or ramen. Yes, also welcome Hyrule on YouTube. Hello. Eggy banning loses again. I've never done that. Stop spreading misinformation. Me explaining to recent college grads what pre-9/11 America was like. Oh god, I haven't hit the point of having to explain what things were like in the olden days to, like, younger people, but I know I eventually will, and that point will probably come sooner than I think. Like, I don't know, I guess I could explain what, like, pre-2018 Tumblr was like. But, like, nobody's asked me about that yet, so I'm sure the occasion will eventually present itself, but it has not yet. So we're good. Yeah. I'm also a computer person with a bit of a Chaos Computer Club adjacent background, so my relationship with social media might be a bit weird anyway. That too, that's true. The average person probably isn't thinking that much or that hard about social media outside of their own personal usage of it. But also, again, like, when I was growing up, like, social media was something everybody used. Like, everybody at my school had Facebook, and that's what everybody used to, like, message each other. But the idea, I think, of, like, you know, spending a lot of time on social media, like, you know, being on Tumblr, because, like, everybody was on Facebook. Not everybody was on Tumblr. Not everybody was on Instagram until later. You know, not everybody was using, DeviantArt. Not everybody was using Twitter. Like, I didn't have a Twitter account in high school, and I don't know if I knew anybody who did. So I feel like that kind of social media usage wasn't, like, something that people were doing unless they were spending a lot of time online, you know? I got Niku Udon soup and California roll, and then we went to H Mart and got marble soda and Haichu and Pocky. Good. Which flavor of marble soda was it? Was it like the default, like, ramen-y flavor, or did you get like what flavors do they have now? Like, there's like a melon one, an orange one. And also, what flavor of Pocky? Was it also just like default chocolate? It was a watermelon. Ooh, watermelon. Yeah. My student association used IRC to communicate because we didn't want to use Discord for this purpose, since it's a proprietary corpo software. Yeah, so, like, I feel like your experience is probably not, like, the standard, like, average person's experience with social media. Strawberry Pocky. Ah, Strawberry Pocky. I don't know, I like, I I don't know, the Asian markets in Eggy City tend to have like they have the regular like, you know, chocolate and strawberry flavors, but they also have like a lot of like, they kind of, I don't know if they're limited time or if they just keep rotating them, but every so often they will have something new. Like they'll be like, here's Choco Mint Pocky, or here's there's a version of strawberry they have that has like real bits of strawberry. There was like a rose, or it was rose raspberry, and then like blueberry lavender ones that they had in the spring. Yeah. H Mart has all the good stuff. My friend got coconut flavor. Oh, I haven't tried the coconut flavor one yet. I'd probably like it. I mean, I don't know. I've yet to find like a flavor of Pocky that was like legitimately bad. Like I've had ones that were mid, but like, I don't know if has anybody had like legitimately bad Pocky that was like, you know, bad from its creation and not like it was stale or something? Like, is there any like bad Pocky flavors? It feels like a thing that's pretty difficult to screw up. I think I missed the context. My computer science club did have an IRC. See, I never used IRC. To this day, I'm only like 60% certain of what IRC is. I know it's like a messaging service, and I know that Discord is based on it. But I've never used IRC in my life. Not even once. I think the first time I learned about IRC was after I already made a Discord account and people were telling me that Discord was based on IRC. That was the first time I ever heard of it. So, Monday Zhong at the wrong hour, improper hour. Look, it's Monday morning somewhere, okay? Somewhere in the world it's Monday morning. Discord is not based on it. Twitch is. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm mixing it up with something else. Or yes, it is. Nope. Okay, we're getting conflicting opinions. You're using IRC right now. See, again, like I said, people would tell me these things and I would not really know what that means. It's Mahjong Tuesday for me. No, it's not. Unless Vietnam is like a full 26 hours ahead of us. They had a crossover of cream makeup and Hello Kitty. I almost got a Hello Kitty shaped face mask. Yeah, they have those. Was it like the full face mask or was it like the eye patches? I don't know. I'm always like on the fence. I'm like, has anybody actually ever used those like eye masks? Not like the ones for sleeping to like block out light, but like those ones for like, they're like the little stickers you put under your eyes that are supposed to like make your eyes less puffy or like help with like dark circles and stuff. Has anybody used those from like any brand? Did they work? Were they any good? If they were any good, please drop the name of the brand. Sorry, I drove for like 8 hours yesterday and forgot how time worked. Was it a trip? Were you on like a vacation or? Why were you driving for 8 hours? I'll go back and get some and tell you. Cause yeah, like, I don't know. Sometimes I wake up and like my eyes are like really puffy, which is like a problem I didn't have before. But yeah. I was just coincidentally having to do errands that involve me being on the road for 8 hours. What kind of errand involves being on the road for 8 hours? Were you like driving across the country to like go pick up something specific? Like, was this like one 8-hour trip, or was this like, you know, you drove like an hour to get to this place, and then you drove like half an hour to get somewhere else, and then you drove like from there, you drove like another 45 minutes to get somewhere else? Was it like that? Like you were out of the house for 8 hours? Or were you like driving for 8 hours straight? There was a line of stuff for kids on the side. It said, "Classic bear. The littler bears are having a love time today." And I sent a picture. It reads like direct translation. Oh, I love when they have those. Can I see? Oh, I'm going to see. I'm going to check the Discord. Let's see. Classic bear. The little bears are having a lovely time today. I want to be those bears. I would like to be a classic bear. I would like to be a little bear having a lovely time today. I would love that. Ooh, cinema roll. Cinema roll. They had bear slippers. It was so cute. I know. You know what? I think bears are in right now. I was looking for Christmas decorations the other day because my mom really likes gnomes. So I went into like, you know, a home goods store because I'm like, surely there will be something gnome related because, you know, it's Christmas and, you know, there's lots of gnome stuff for Christmas. I did not see many gnomes, but you know what I saw a ton of? Teddy bears. I don't know why gnomes are out, bears are in, but like that seems to be the trend for this year. That seems to be the trend right now. Yeah. Twitch does actually still use IRC in the back end, though. Interesting. But yeah, I just don't think... Because Ralph Lauren is trending? Is that it? Is that why? I mean, again, I'm like completely in support of anything that will make teddy bears trend. I'm completely in support of that. I, too, enjoy having things with teddy bears on them, and if that can make them more accessible, then I will gladly partake in this trend. I am... bears. Bears. Teddy bear. I feel like teddies tend to trend in winter, though. True, true. And I guess Christmas time in general, I guess toys as a concept are just like on people's minds. But it was just because it was like more bears than gnomes is what I saw. Whereas in other years, I feel like gnomes were kind of the dominant silly Christmas character outside of Santa Claus, who's always there, you know? Mental note, if I go to Canada, bring EGGY H-Mart bear stuff. We have H-Marts here. I thought we didn't, but no, it turns out we do. They just didn't have them in previous EGGY City. But yeah, no, they have H-Marts here. They aren't very big. I think gnomes are getting chuggy and cringe. Look, okay. The thing with gnomes is that my mom likes them. So, as long as my mom likes them, I'm going to be finding more stuff with gnomes on them. That's the law. You know, my mom's previous thing, before she was into gnomes as like a Christmas decoration theme, her thing was, you know the, like, red trucks? Like the kind of like red truck that you would see in like a Hallmark movie that would probably be like transporting like a Christmas tree in the back or something. She was really into red trucks. She got like so many decorations of just red trucks. It was all just red trucks. And then I went to Japan, and then I came back from Japan, and then my mom was like, oh, I'm into gnomes now. And since then, all her decorations have been like gnome based. And that's been the same ever since I got back from Japan. She's like, nope, we're doing gnomes now. And like the next year, all of our Christmas decorations were gnomes. So I think my mom is still in her gnome era. I don't know what the next thing is going to be, but for now, we are still on gnomes. And so gnomes I will go out and find. The red truck with the Christmas tree is chuggy and cringe. Our mom should fight because my mom hates everything yours likes. No! Wait, then what is your mom into now? Does she like, what does she like? Or is she just a hater? Does she just like hate everything? Like, what are her current like home decor hobbies and interests? My mom likes vintage decorations. Blown glass. I don't know. I guess my mom... It's not like my mom dislikes either of those things. Kitschy ceramic. I think my mom... maybe the blown glass and the ceramic. Like, my mom isn't as much into that, I think, but it's more just out of, like... We already have so many dishes. And we already have enough things in our living room that are breakable. So I think my mom... Again, gnome stuff, it's like... There's a variety of stuff. I don't know. I think I'm more of the vintage decoration person. Me and my sister are both more of that. All right. Okay, let's begin. Yeah, I think Yeah, me and my sister are the vintage decoration person. I don't think my mom is quite to that degree. Because sometimes she'll see things, but like she'll buy them, but not as like a thing for herself. It's like a thing like, oh, one of my daughters will like this. But I don't know. I wouldn't say my mom is like, I don't know. My mom is interesting because like I think I'm probably more like my mom when she was younger, at least from what my aunts have told me. Cuz like, okay, apparently when my mom was younger, she was like very creative with how she dressed. Like, apparently there was like one year that my mom, like, she wanted a pair of pink overalls, because like overalls were like trendy at the time. And my mom specifically wanted a pair of pink overalls, so she like saved up a whole bunch of money for a while to specifically buy pink overalls. Or at one point, my mom was really into Little House on the Prairie, and so she got like her mom, like my grandma, to make a Little House on the Prairie dress that my mom then wore to school just as like normal clothes. So like, I don't know. I think if my mom was born like 35 years after in Japan, I think she definitely would be dressing closer to how I dress right now. But yeah, every time my mom like sends my aunts a picture of like me wearing, you know, Lolita or something like frilly, that's like my aunt's reaction is like, oh, that's just like your mom when she was younger. So, but again, every time I'm like, you know, every time I wear stuff, my mom's like, oh, I couldn't wear stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know. So you've given up? It's like you're saying this as if, really? You're saying this as if you were my age, you would not be wearing the exact same thing? Yeah, so I don't really know. I feel like that kind of has an effect on my mom's aesthetic in the sense of like, I don't know. I guess it's like, it's not quite like mine. But yeah. And I guess there's my sister who dresses like neither of my parents, I guess. She's off doing her own thing. Like, I guess both me and my sister, we both like wearing vintage things, but like the kinds of vintage things that we wear are different. Like, I feel like a lot of what I wear falls more in line with like, you know, vintage nightgowns with like lace on them, or, you know, like 50s dresses, like that kind of thing, right? That's more of my kind of vintage frilly, or like, you know, like old-timey Victorian kind of thing, right? Whereas I guess my sister's vintage is more like, I guess like 60s, 70s, like not quite hippie, but like, I guess more in that vein, kind of. We're both vintage people, but different. I don't know. One day, Eggy sister on stream, maybe. One day. Again, I think we were talking about this last time. I'm like, even if I brought her on, I'm not entirely sure what we would do. I guess we could play Minecraft. My favorite 70s band, the Vintage People. You know, like people in the past. You know, vintage fashion, or as people in the past called it, current fashion. I don't know, it's like, oh no, I'm not dressing according to the trends right now. I'm actually a time traveler from the future and I'm dressing in vintage fashion. Yeah. Give your sister the slideshow for Lolita. No, but like she already knows what that is because I've already been wearing it since like 2016. I got a new in-ear headphone. The Eggy sounds really clear and crisp to me. Wow, crisp egg. Fried egg noises. Tss. Wispy. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe we could play Minecraft because I know she does play Minecraft. Or at least on and off. Like, she knows how to. I don't know. I guess we could do the thing. There's part of me that wants to do the thing. You know when people, like, bring on, they're like, here's my friend or family member who does not know anything about VTubing. And I'm gonna ask them a bunch of questions about VTubing. Like, you know, like, look at all these character designs. Pick your favorite. Or, you know, here's a bunch of VTuber-related slang or terms. What do you think Oshi means? Like, stuff like that, you know? But I'm like, I also don't want to be like, haha, let me parade around this ignorant non-VTuber watcher. Like, that doesn't feel very nice and good. Be careful so you don't name docs. It's okay, we already refer to each other as you egg, so I don't think that would be a problem. Egg grandma stream? Probably not. I don't even think I could do, like, egg mother stream. I don't think Eggy mom... I don't know if I could even do that. Smash or pass Pokemon list? No. Eggy, can you say when am I Chainsaw? Ancient Eggy joke. Ancient Eggy joke. Point and laugh at the normie that doesn't simp for 2D woman. She cannot even name a single member of Hollow Live. But yeah. I don't know, cause like, yeah, I guess I could... Like, I guess I could do that, but I don't want to be like, haha, point and laugh. I can't name a single member of Flowglow. I mean, yeah, but like they're the most recent, like, debuts out of Hololive. So that's understandable. But like, if you could not name a member of Hololive in the entire company, like if you said name a Hololive VTuber and you couldn't, that's like a different thing, you know? Hollow AN is a thing now? What's that? Hollow... EN... Hollow... What? Your auntie comes over a lot, ask her. No, even less. Even less. I'm even less inclined. No, I feel like, I don't know. Oh, the people I would invite to bring on stream, maybe. I have... I don't know. The only two people, well, maybe there's like 3 people I've ever considered. One of them would be Eggy sister. One of them would be, my IRL friend who did the original, like, reference sheet for the Eggy design. Bean. I think maybe I've considered, I'm like, maybe I could bring her on. And then I have another IRL friend. So I think maybe I've considered bringing on one of them. But like, those are the only people I'd ever considered like bringing on stream as like a look at my friend and or family member who does not know anything about VTubing. Aside from the things that I've told them. I can't name a guessing I'll remember Flow Logo, but I can describe a bunch of them. Thick Leg Racer, Makeup Girl, Gray Girl that dances well, Girl with blue hair, blue wet hair whose gimmick I forgot. Yeah, with Flogo I'm trying to think, because there's like, there was the blonde girl, there's, I remember that, Thick Leg Racer I remember because she plays the trombone, because I believe it was in Cecilia's, yeah, it was in Cecilia's 3D debut. She had one song where she got together like a bunch of members who could play instruments, and they had her playing the trombone. Which, I don't know, made me laugh because I was imagining Cecilia trying to hit up like every member of this entire company and being like, okay, we need somebody who plays a brass instrument. Is there a single person in this company who plays a brass instrument? Because yeah, I mean, I've seen clips of them here and there. I know Vivi because of the I'm Sgaya clip. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess maybe there's like an upper limit of how many VTubers the average person not even can watch, but can like keep track of, right? Because like I remember back in the day when like Hololive was popular with English speakers, but like Niji Sanji, like they hadn't debuted their English lineup yet, so it wasn't like super popular with English speakers yet. And I remember that was like one of the things that like people who were trying to get into Niji Sanji from Hololive, they're like, oh my god, why is there so many people? And like the answer was you don't have to watch all of them. You don't even have to be familiar with all of them. It's just that like there's a lot of them. Whereas I feel like Hololive has now hit that point where it's like people who are coming into Hololive from like watching like, you know, indies, they're like, oh my god, why are there so many of them? Yeah, it's whenever I see one of those like VTuber concert announcements, I count the people I know. Yeah, and I mean, I guess maybe if you're like watching in certain circles, right? Because there's certain like people who are more likely to collab with each other, and even within concerts, there's also certain people who are more likely to like I feel like there's like a selection of people that I feel like I see a lot in like VTuber concerts at conventions just because they're on that grind and also probably well connected. It's always Pam, yes. Because Pam is always on that grind and well connected. But yeah, no, I think like there are some people who just really like doing that. Like, you know, convention concerts. That's like, but yeah, I guess if you're not watching anybody who specifically enjoys doing that, then there's gonna be a lot of people you don't recognize. Which, I mean, for every convention concert that I've been to that's been like a bunch of indie VTubers, there's always somebody that I don't recognize, right? Like there's always somebody that I'm seeing for the first time. But like that's just how it is, right? Because even for the ones from specific companies, like I feel like at Anime North, there was like a FaZe Connect concert. And even then, I feel like there were people in the FaZe Connect concert that I know are in FaZe Connect. Could I name them? No. Like either they were like either members that, you know, debuted more recently, or they were members that I just had not previously watched a lot of. But yeah, there were people in the FaZe Connect concert where it's like, okay, you're in the FaZe Connect concert, so I'm assuming you're in FaZe Connect. But like, do I know your name? Not until people started cheering it. Are we calling out Zelly for not going to SLEP? Yeah. I'm recently becoming more interested in cons from the organizer side. Yeah. But yes, good evening, Pork Foo. Hello. But yeah, no, conventions. From organizing, it's like a lot of like logistics type stuff, right? Especially for VTubers. Like, honestly, knowing what goes into doing like a VTuber concert at a convention, I think it's a miracle that any of them ever run smoothly. Like, the fact that there has actually been VTuber concerts that have gone well is, like, kind of a miracle, I think. Like, there's just a lot of moving parts. And, like, there are ways to reduce the number of moving parts, but still, like, it's very easy to... It's just so easy for something... Yeah, and or have something go wrong. Yeah, like, it's just... There's so many moving parts with VTubers that, like, are specific to VTubers. Like, that aren't, you know, something that you have to deal with if they're... You know, if there's, like, a real person that's, like, there on site, right? Because, like, I know concerts, there's certain ways around it. Like, you can pre-record certain things and such. So there are ways to kind of, like, reduce the amount of moving parts. But even I think about stuff like meet and greets or, like, you know, Q&A panels where there's, like, people are asking the VTuber something. And I'm like, oh my god, the fact that any of these have run smoothly is, like, kind of a miracle. Like... Yeah, the first VTuber concert I watched at a con was just Nina streaming normally, but it was on the big screen. Yeah, usually they're just, like, normal streams. It's just that, like, it's exclusive to this convention, right? But on the other hand, that's also how, like, normal concerts work. Like, technically, like, you can listen to your favorite song by your favorite artist anytime you want, but, like, the fact that they're singing it for you specifically in this exclusive place, then, like, that's the point of the concert, right? But... Yeah, I remember from Off Guys how other people's how smelly people were. I heard that was, like, mostly just in the party buildings, the party room buildings, wasn't it? Like the party floors. Which, for the record, at any convention, like, I haven't been to, like, the party floors. Like, I've never been to parties at MagFest either. Like, I don't think I've been to parties anywhere. Like, I am not party Eggy. You will not find me at a party. If you find me at a party, assume that either I am very lost or somebody else has dragged me here. I don't think I would... I am highly unlikely to ever go to a party out of my own volition. Like, I think for me, a lot of it is just like... I mean, I guess I will drink with friends, but I'm not, like, big on dancing. And I feel like I have a very, like... I have an upper limit to how much noise I will tolerate, and I think it's just lower than a lot of people's. Alright, good job, Science McLovin. Congratulations on winning. On winning. Okay. I am going to... You know what? I think it's been a little while since I've done this. It's been a little while since I've done this. I'm gonna do the thing you guys all like when I do. Because I need to do several things. I need to washroom. I need to washroom. I need to grab something to drink. And I also need to move my laundry. So... I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the thing you guys all like. I'm doing the thing you guys all like. I'm gonna pause my music. And I'm gonna turn on this music. It's indeed been a long time. Yeah, the past few streams, either I wouldn't take a break in the middle because they'd be shorter streams, or if I did take a break, I didn't put the washroom thing up. So, I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the Eggy classic. The thing you guys all like. Everybody loves the Eggy stream. Everybody loves... Their favorite part is when I get up and leave. Alright, I will be back momentarily. And then feel free to jump into the room while I'm gone. I can just start when I come back. And I'll see you in a moment. Alright. She's possessed again. I have returned. I've returned to my own body here. Oh wait, no, hold on. Has YouTube... Has the BGM been muted this entire time? Was the BGM muted the entire time? Please don't tell me the BGM was muted the entire time. Nah, okay, good. Okay. I think it wasn't. Okay. Did you have a good laundry? Okay, you heard it. Okay. Like this, it's been like Animal Crossing music this entire time, right? For the even before I left. It has been going. I did have a good laundry switch. It was a very easy laundry switch. Basically everything I was washing can go in the dryer, which simplifies things. Cause like, I don't know, there's certain things I just absolutely do not put in the dryer. Wasn't paying attention hard enough to paying too much attention to the eggy yapping. No, I don't know. There are things I absolutely do not put in the dryer. I feel like my like rule of life is like, if I care about this thing enough, I will not put it in the dryer. So like, sweatpants can go in the dryer. Most t-shirts can go in the dryer. Things like tank tops, sports bras, those can go in the dryer. Underwear, that can go in the dryer. What else do I put in the dryer? Again, if I would wear it to work out, it probably goes in the dryer. If I sleep in it, it probably goes in the dryer for the most part. But like, certain things I do not put in the dryer. Like anything with netted or crocheted lace on it. Like, because lace is very prone to shrinking in the dryer. So there are certain kinds of lace that aren't, like, eyelet lace is usually pretty safe to put in the dryer. Like, I feel like the, like, more, I don't know how to describe it, but like the fabric-based lace, I guess, is less likely to shrink in the dryer. That's usually safe to put in the dryer, but anything with like netting or crocheted lace, do not put that in the dryer. I also don't put anything with padding in the dryer, so no swimsuits, no bras, like padded bras. If I have like a padded tank top, I'll usually avoid putting that in the dryer. What else doesn't go in the dryer? Any Lolita dress. Just don't put that in the dryer. Anything, I try to avoid putting sweaters in the dryer unless it's like a really old sweater that I know will probably hold up. Because sweaters are also very prone to shrinking. But yeah, there are certain things that, like, if you put them in the dryer, I will bonk you in the head. Never put them in the dryer. Do not. Ever. But yeah, that's the eggy washing. What are your thoughts on dryer temperature for these items? I don't know. I think the dryer that I have here only has like 2 settings. Like it's basically like there's like delicates and then everything else. So it's an older dryer. So I know some people like to dry their things on like cool. I think the thing is that it gets to a point where if you do it too delicate, then there's not really a point to putting it in the dryer at all, you know? But yeah, everything I own goes in the dryer. I bet you have to buy new clothes constantly. Time to put myself in the dryer. It's like, am I made out of lace? No. Okay. But no, I think, I never wash anything in hot water, though. Except maybe, like, bed sheets sometimes. But, like, for like, actual clothing is always, like, cold or, like, lukewarm. Never set it to hot. She never washes anything. Yeah, let me finish my sentence! Let me finish my sentences! But yeah, no, for me, yeah, the other thing too is, oh god, I have a dress. I need to figure this out. So I have this one Lolita dress that I bought like several years ago. Like it had to be like 2018 or 2019. Like this was before COVID. And I didn't notice until I washed it the other day and I was looking at it while it was wet under the lighting in the laundry room, and I'm like, oh my god, this thing has massive pit stains that I just straight up never noticed. Like, I noticed it because it was wet, and like that changed like the colors on it, obviously. but like this thing is kind of usually like an off-white color, right? So I never really noticed until it was wet, and I'm like, oh my god, this thing has massive pit stains, and I've had this for like 5+ years and never noticed. And I'm like wondering, I'm sitting here wondering, I'm like, is it worth it to try to remove them? Like, is it even possible? Because I know they are not my pit stains, because I don't really, like, I'm not an especially sweaty person. And even when I do sweat, like, I've never sweat through, like, blouses, right? Like, in order to sweat, because this was like a JSK, right? So this is a dress that's made to be worn on top of other things. It's like on top of a blouse or something. So like, if it was my sweat, I would have had to like sweat through the blouse into the dress, which I think if that happened, I would have noticed that. I would have had like pit stains on my blouse, which I don't. So I know for sure I know for sure that it must have been one of the previous owners, but I'm also just like, I bought this 5 years ago and I never noticed it until now. So like, is it worth it to try and remove the stains? Like, cause like, I'm like, is anybody else gonna like see me and notice them? Has everybody else been noticing them except for me this entire time? Cause again, it blends in with the color, cause the dress is already kind of an off-white color, right? So I'm like, is it? Hello, Neil. Greg. Good evening. Truly a gamer never washes anything. No! I wash my clothes. I'm literally doing laundry right now. Female clothes, weak to heat. Male clothes, strong and warm. Unironically, yes. It's actually a real problem that exists. Of like women's clothes being like of worse quality than men's clothes because they assume that women are going to be like replacing their clothes more often. It is like a real thing that happens. I didn't even know that pits could stain. It happens mostly on like white clothes or like light colored clothes. If you like sweat really, really heavily, I guess it's more sweat stains. It's just that they happen to develop more around the armpits if you're a sweaty person. But yeah, if you sweat a lot and it will eventually kind of build up on your clothes and cause certain parts of it to become yellow or to like just kind of get discolored. Usually it's more noticeable on like, you know, like if you have like a white shirt or like a really light colored article of clothing, it's more noticeable. But again, I'm not like a super sweaty person. I think I have a few things that have like very, very mild minor pit stains, but those are like clothes that I've had for years that I've worn a lot. So I feel like if you wear mostly like black or like darker colors, then it might not be like as noticeable. The real problem is that women clothing don't got those deep pants pockets like men clothing do. Yeah! And then they put fake ones to try and lie to us, to like trick us into thinking we're getting... Like, okay, I have a blazer that I bought to wear to a wedding a few months ago. And it's so funny because the blazer does have pockets, but it's not in the places you think they would be. So there are 2 fake pockets on the outside of the blazer. They are fake, there is nothing in them. There is 1 real pocket on the inside of the blazer. For some reason. I don't know why. Like, I'm like, you put a real pocket in here. Why did you not just put it where you would put the fake ones? Why not just make the fake ones real and not have to sew another one inside the blazer? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's a nice blazer. I don't know why it's like this. That's standard for blazers, really? Fake pockets on the outside and then 1 real pocket on the inside? What's the point though? It's like, oh no, we must conceal our pockets. We can't let anybody know that she carries things around. How often do you think eat eggs and think, I should have made this an omelet? Never. I am a fried egg. I am devoted to the fried egg. Inside pockets don't show bumps as well. I mean, that depends how much stuff you put in it, though. Like, if it's just, like, you know, 1 thing. Like, if it's something small and flat, like your credit card, that's not gonna make a difference. Maybe if you're trying to put, like, you know, $5 in pennies, then maybe, like, it might show, but... I had a uniform blazer, all fake pockets? Really? Yeah, like, You know what I also have a complaint about? And I understand why it's like this, because it would be annoying if they did it the other way, but I bought a pair of pants from Muji, and they're very nice and comfortable, and I've been wearing them like every day for work. But they have a pocket on one side, but because they zip up on the side, the other side doesn't have a pocket. It's a very minor complaint, because I like the pants otherwise, but yeah, they only have a pocket in one side, and I keep forgetting that that's the case. I can't even put both hands in my pockets because the other side doesn't have a pocket. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to remember because like for work I have like a work uniform, right? And I'm trying to remember what it's like to wear other things. Because I feel like in the past month, every time I've like left the house, I've almost always been in my work uniform. So I'm like, okay, I need to remember what other clothes I have. It's like, what did I used to wear before? Because like the job I'm doing in January doesn't have a uniform. Like it's just like normal, like, you know, office wear, like business casual stuff. So I'm like, oh God, I have to remember what it's like. I have to remember what it's like to wear clothes, different clothes every day. What is your winter outfit? I mean, are we talking like currently? Because lately it's been like work uniform shirt, black Muji pants, maybe some other layer like underneath the pants because they're like very wide leg. And then Doc Marten shoes. Big winter coat. Again, I don't have winter fashion. You have to give up if you live here on fashion. What is a Muji? Oh, Muji, it's a store. M-U-J-I. It's a store from Japan. They have some locations in other countries too. Muji, it's like I can only describe it as like Japanese IKEA, except that they also make clothes, and they also make skincare and beauty products as well. That's the best way I can describe it. Is like the rest of it is like home goods in like a very inexpensive and basic style, kind of. Good winter fashion exists? Not here. I was trying to look for boots the other day, because like I don't need new winter boots. Like the ones I have right now are like fine, but I'm like, what if I want something different? It's apparently it is impossible to design a pair of boots that is both warm and won't cause you to die when you slip on ice and aren't horrifically ugly. They don't exist, or if they barely exist. There's a couple I found that might be okay. Like what were they? Hold on, I'm gonna like search on the website again. Because I'm like, I don't know. Lately I've been kind of into like those Uggs that have the ribbon on the back, but like Uggs have like zero grip whatsoever. So that's not really an option for the winter. And also they're not waterproof. I think there was Converse had a pair of winter boots that were kind of cute. They aren't terribly grippy, but they do seem pretty warm. They were like these... Basically, they were like, they look like sneakers, but puffy, if that makes sense. I'm like trying to, the website's not loading! Yeah, they were basically just like, they look like Converse sneakers, but like puffy and waterproof. I'm like, okay, that's not bad. They came in really pretty colors though. They had this like really like this berry red. Then I'm like, you don't see winter boots in that color very often. It's very pretty. I think there was a pair of like Tims that were kind of cute. But I guess I'll never see them because the website is just not loading. I don't know if everyone's trying to access this shoe store's website all at the same time. Can I filter, or will that break your website? Nope, that will break your website if I try to filter by brand. Okay. Thanks. Cool. It's fine. I'll just go into women's boots and scroll for 9,000 years until I find the thing I'm looking for. It's fine. At least, okay, these seem at least to be... Nope, they're not alphabetical. Okay, I was like, oh, maybe these are alphabetical. They're not. Because, like, there's a lot of boots that aren't necessarily winter boots. Like, I've used Doc Martens as winter boots before, but, like, I would not say that that's what they're designed for. Because, like... There are pink Tims. Like this. They exist. There are, where are the Converse ones I was looking at? Eggy, do you wear those, like, Russian tall fur hats? Those are very fashionable. I'm scared of what would happen if I wore one of those and, like, turned my head too fast. I feel like I would, like, I don't know. These ones, okay, this is, like, another one that I've seen. I think when I used to work in shoe department, we had something similar to this. These look okay. They're a little sportier than what I would usually go for, but, like, they look all right. And it's nice to have them in a color other than black. But yeah, where were the Converse ones I was looking at? Cause yeah, I'm like, part of me is like, I want to have something more elegant for the winter than what I have. It's just that, like, it's really difficult to be elegant in the winter. Because, like, I'm like, surely there must be a way to have, like, kind of like a... I remember a few years ago, like, the kind of, like, Victorian-style combat boot was, like, really in. And I'm like, those look okay when I wear them with, like, frilly clothes. Oh, I guess there's something like this, maybe? This could work. This is kind of nice. That's not bad. That's kind of elegant, I guess. High heels might not be the best for snow, but, like... Hajar is a pretty decent brand. Yeah, where were the Converse ones? Are they not on the website anymore? Did they, like, did I blink? Did they sell out when I wasn't looking? Or are they, do they not count as women's? Okay, weird. It seems to do that specifically. Okay, what if I go and search by brand and search through Converse? Will it break if I try to, like, search by women's? Okay, let's see. Boots? No, winter boots? Ah, here we go. Here they are, here they are, here they are. This is what I was looking for. Yeah, the Pajara Galaxy looks cozy. Yeah! Okay, these are the ones I was looking at. These are the ones that essentially are just like, what if we made sneakers look puffy? But the red that they show on the website, it looks different in real life. It's almost like slightly more purpley in real life. It's a very pretty color. But yeah, like, cause again, I'm not like a hugely outdoorsy person. Like, I just need something in the winter that's like not going to, you know, my feet will not freeze and I will not die of ice. I will not die of slipping on ice. Like, that's all I need. Yeah, these are kind of cute. Again, I'm really into this red color. The red color is really pretty, actually. But yeah, Pajar Galaxy. Yeah, I guess these are kind of cozy. Do they come in cute colors though? Or are they only in the boring colors? Ooh, okay. Oh, I was like, oh, they have one in pink, but it's a kid's one. Man. I can't believe that my feet grew bigger than size 5 and suddenly it's actually illegal now to, it's actually illegal if you're a grown-up to have a cute color of boot. Okay. Galaxy, okay, women's? Okay, it looks like women's, they have many colors. They had a lime green one? Okay, that's kind of cool. What about pink? Okay, but it's like a neon pink. I don't like that. This is rose gold. I don't like the rose gold. White? Okay, it was black and white. Dark blue? It's metallic. I don't want it to be metallic. I don't like any of these colors combinations. Tui. I'm throwing them all out the window. How do you have this many color combinations and none of them are good? Ooh, okay, this one also comes in, like, pink. Oh, it's coral, but it's, like, neon. I don't want to be neon. Those look nice. I almost died slipping on ice last year, or was it 2 years ago? Yeah, like, it's a huge risk that, like, again, like, I typically stick to the city where, you know, things are shoveled and paved and salted and, like, it's not a huge issue, but, like, you know, if I'm ever walking somewhere where that has not yet been salted, like, there's always that risk. Do not underestimate frozen water. There's a new manga I'm reading that's like a winter fashion piece called Veil by Koteri. Let's see. Veil. Let's see. Images. I know you said it's about winter fashion. The first picture that pops up is like an illustration of a lady in like a sleeveless dress, and I'm like, winter? Winter, is it? Oh, they got like the big fur coats. Okay. This is what we're looking at. This is technically winter fashion. This would not hold up here. This is not an Eggy City. Not an Eggy City. Yeah, we had an ice storm that year in a place that does not get ice storm, so it took like a solid week before I could go anywhere without the potential of dying. Yeah, because like it's not just walking too, it's also like everybody has to like drive really slowly. Like I know every year without fail, there's always like somebody who just moved here from somewhere that like didn't really get that much snow or ice, who like has to endure the like very quick learning curve of having to learn to drive on snow and ice. I think a lot of people who have not done it before, like, they severely underestimate it, you know? It's also super hilly. Oh, that's the worst combination. That's the worst combination. Like, ice and hills. Yeah, I like coral pink. I have a guitar in coral pink. I like coral, but when it's like a pastel. I don't like when it's like neon. But yeah, you gotta walk carefully and you have to drive carefully, and it takes longer to do anything. Mean and bad. Mean and bad. But yeah, I don't know. New winter boots, they're not like an immediate need, but like... Oh yeah, I think I have another complaint about my current ones, because my current ones aren't that ugly, but my main quarrel with them, my main qualm with them is that they're really annoying to put on and take off. They take a long time to put on and take off. Also, I think I need to change out the laces because, or at the very least, like, wash them. Because I think, like, over the years, they've been, there's been a lot of salt that have built up on them to the point that, like, I can barely tie them anymore because they've been, like, essentially they've been so heavily salted that they're just like frozen straight. So like I can't actually I can't really like tie them up properly. Maybe if I just like take the laces out and like soak them in water for like a whole bunch of time. Why'd you get modded? A message for reason, race, ethnicity, or religion. What? Oh, okay. I think because you put the word hit and the word black next to each other, but in the context, it was, I remember I was going down a hill and hit black ice and I had a solid 40 seconds. So I think that was it. Two words got put next to each other and it does not account for context. Yep, this is gonna happen. Played little bumper cars with a stranger. That's weird. Automod usually isn't like that. I didn't change any of the automod settings, so I don't know if it, like, something changed. I guess I can hit allow. Because, like, I don't know. I think I've told this story before, but when I first started streaming, I had automod set to the default, and the default is, like, the strongest setting. Or at least it was at the time. I'm sorry, automod, I won't hit black ice again. Yeah, automod is telling you to be more careful when driving. No, I remember, like, if you set automod to the strongest setting, it will block so many things. Like, it would block any mention of, like, countries or nationalities, regardless of context. So I think once I was, like, talking about, like, you know, Chinese as in, like, the language, right? But then when people in the chat would talk about, like, oh yeah, I tried to learn Chinese once, that would get blocked because it would get, the word Chinese was blocked. I think the same thing with certain other languages or certain other countries too. I think also, there was apparently a lot of British slang that was getting filtered. So words that I have never seen before were getting filtered, or like words I didn't realize meant something offensive. It's like, oh yeah, this means something offensive in a different part of the world, so we're filtering it. So yeah, there was like a lot of British slang that for some reason would just get hit with automod. So yeah, it's not as bad as it was before. Unless you write the word LinkedIn. Yeah. Winter. Ooh. I'll have to get out of bed. And the house will be cold. And I'll go, ooh. And then I'll go outside. And it's gonna be snow on the ground. And I'm gonna go, ooh. And then I'm gonna go, like, try to get on the bus. And there's gonna be a huge snowbank where the bus is supposed to stop. So I have to climb over that snowbank to get on the bus. And the whole time I'm gonna be like, ooh. And then I'm gonna make it to the train station. I'm gonna wait for the train. And they're gonna be like, the train is held up for 1 billion, bajillion years because of snow. And I'm gonna go, ooh. And then I'll finally get on the train. And I'll get off the train. And then I'll be at my destination. And then I'll have to, like, walk from the train to the building. And then I'm gonna have to be in the snow then, too. And I'm gonna go, ooh! And there's probably gonna be wind going the entire time. And it's gonna make me go, ooh! Like, just for 3 months straight. For 3 months straight, I'm just gonna be going, ooh! When I'm the town Scunthorpe. I knew somebody in high school named Cassidy. And I remember they had the same issue for ages, where some websites would not let them sign up with their name. Because apparently it had the word ass in it, so I guess that can't count as a real name, despite the fact that it's a pretty normal name that most people recognize as a name. I remember needing to walk home 7 miles in the snow with only a tiny jacket and some sneakers. Ooh, at least I hope it wasn't too windy. I feel like, I don't know, cold weather sometimes is not so bad, but when it's windy, it's like, nope, this is the worst thing ever. Because, like, I don't know. The thing they don't tell you about winter here is that the weather will lie to you regularly. they'll be like, today's weather, temperature outside is -5. And you're like, oh, that's not so bad. And they'll be like, -15 with wind chill. And you're like, why would you lie to me like this? I hate the like, yeah, -5 feels like -15. Then why didn't you just say -15? Was not fun, would not recommend. It was windy. Ooh. The Pacific Northwest always lies. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Especially too when it's already cold. It's like, okay, it's -20 out. And it's like, feels like -40 with wind chill. And you're like, ooh. And you just go outside and take damage. The cold is great? No. 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 But, yeah. It's mean and bad. Cold tick damage. Honestly, sometimes that's how it felt. Like, especially when I was in university, like, going to, like, 8:30 classes when it was in the winter, when it was, like, super cold, it was, like, I was taking tick damage. Like, just being outside. Sometimes you, like, go outside and you breathe in, and the air is, like, so cold that, like, your sinuses hurt because they had to make contact with air this cold. Like, it's like that. It feels like that sometimes. If it's cloudy, I always assume that there will be rain. Okay, I guess that's, yeah, maybe more of a Pacific Northwest thing. Here, actually, in the winter, a cloudy day in the winter can usually actually mean it's gonna be warmer. Like, if it's sunny out, usually that means, like, if the sky's clear, that usually actually means it's gonna be colder than if it's cloudy. Like, I know, my parents have a bunch of friends who moved over here from different parts of Africa, and they all had, like, the same word to describe, like, Canadian winters, and they would call it, like, I think the word they came up with was le faux soleil, so, like, the fake sun. Because, yeah, in the winter, like, it's like a learning thing that they all had to learn as, like, you know, getting used to Canadian weather was, like, the sun being in the sky, if you can see the sun on a winter day, like, don't assume it's going to be warmer. It's almost certainly not going to be warmer. It's probably going to be colder. Because, like, I feel like in most places on Earth, like, if the sun is up, if it's sunny and the sky is clear, that means it's going to be warm, right? But that's, like, absolutely not the case in the winter here. Yeah, life is pain in the cold. The sun is alive. Remember, if there's a clear sky on a winter day in Canada, it's because it's literally too cold for clouds to form. That's why. And, like, you know, if it's cloudy out, that means that you're probably gonna have a more moderate temperature. Yeah, Minecraft licking the lava tick damage meme, but replaced with breathing winter air tick damage. Yeah, that's how it feels. Honestly, that's how it feels. And, like, yeah, you can put a scarf in front of your face or something. Like, you can, like, kind of try to mitigate it, but, like, I hope you don't have to wear glasses, and I hope that you're ready for condensation to build up and freeze on your eyelashes. It also sucks when it's, like, super bright and there's lots of snow, you go blind. Yeah, that too. It was terribly foggy this morning. Visibility was, like, 200 feet. Is that a lot? Is that not a lot? What's the usual visibility? I don't drive and I don't measure in feet. Yeah. Yeah, my mustache gets wet from my breath and freezes. Yeah, the same thing would happen to me, but for, like, my eyebrows and eyelashes. Like, especially, too, because I wear glasses. So, like, I'm not just gonna, like, take off my glasses. Like, I had the same issue in the winter during COVID when I'd be wearing a mask. But it's also, like, the same problem, like, if I put a scarf in front of my face. Like, if I breathe in and my glasses are in front of my face, the glasses will fog up so I can't see anything, and also everything will be freezing onto my eyelashes. Yeah, anything that covers your mouth just fogs up the glasses fast. Yeah! You go outside and you're just like, okay, well, I guess I'm just not gonna be able to see anything for a good, you know, 5-10 minutes. 2/3 of a football field. The classic American measurement. 200 feet is about 60 meters. Okay. But yeah, no, it's... I don't know. Going blind from snow, I think, has never really been an issue for me because I live in the city. So usually by the time I leave the house, like, even if it's super sunny out, it's not like it's, like, flat snow. There's usually been some, like, shoveling happening. Like, so it's not, like, completely, like, ooh, from snow. But, yeah. It's like that summer you go from AC to heat and it's like, I miss seeing stuff. Yeah! It's like driving in Silent Hill. Yeah, I remember, I think I have, like... I think where I live, it doesn't get super foggy very often, but there's been a couple times where, like, I think once, I have... I guess I can't share the picture because that would directly dox my location. Or at least the location of where I used to live. There was once I was, like, on a bus in the winter, and, like, the visibility was, like, nothing. Like, I was riding a bus. It was, like, one of those, like, double-story buses, and I was riding on the, like, front seat of the second floor, so I was seeing, like, the window right in front of me, and, like, you could not see anything. Like, I was surprised the buses were running at all because the visibility was, like, so low. Like, you could see, like, the car in front of you and very little else. Like, no docs if the fog is bad enough. Honestly, let me pull it. Maybe, let me check the pictures. Because, you know what? I think I sent some pictures to some internet friends following that same logic of, like, you know, I don't actually... What was it? This had to be, like, January or February of 2022. Yeah, oh wait, no, it's 2022. Because, like, yeah, I think I sent it to them. Because I was like, yeah, there's no way, no one's gonna be able to figure out my location. Like, I don't know. I'm, like, thinking, I'm like... Maybe if somebody was, like, trying really hard. Okay, hold on. I need to find one that doesn't have, like, the bus number on it, though. Here we go. Here's one that... Can I copy-paste this directly into OBS? No. Okay. Hold on. What if I dragged it like this? Yes. What? Why is it... That's not what it looks like. It's not supposed to be a dark square. The visibility was not that bad. Yeah, hold on. Maybe if I... maybe... I guess I have to, like... Hold on, maybe I download this picture. Save image. Here we go. This should work. There we go. I don't think this will dox me or where I lived. Aside from, like, our buses have yellow bits on them, I guess. But this was, yeah, this was like the front of a double-decker bus. And mind you, this was not like in the countryside or anything. This was like in the middle of, maybe not like the middle of the city, like it wasn't like a super dense area, but like this was like, you know, a reasonably populated, like a reasonably populated area, you know? Like this wasn't like the middle of nowhere or anything. So I don't know if it was fog, but keep in mind it was fog, but also snow. There was a lot of snow that day. Didn't know Eggy lived in a horror movie set. Not anymore. This was previous Eggy City. This isn't near where I live now, but this is what it was at the time. Like, I was surprised, like I said, I was surprised the buses were running that day. Like, I still had to go into work. There was basically nobody when I was there. But I still had to go into work. Recognize that branch. Oh no! They will know that telephone pole. But yeah, so that was what things in previous Eggy City could get like. Or, oh wait, no, this one, I think this one has like a street sign in it, so I can't show that one. But yeah, this was like, yeah, when was this? Monday, January 17th, 2022. That's what it was. That's what it was. But yeah, I didn't know Eggy lived in a horror movie set. Also, too, I remember somebody once sent me a TikTok of, it was like somebody on a train riding towards like the train station in previous Eggy City, and they were like, why does it look like Silent Hill? Which, you know what? That's a fair assessment. Especially when, especially like if the weather is cloudy, and if you're visiting at a time where like the trees aren't really doing anything. Like, especially like if there's no snow, but no leaves, you know? Like if it's at in-between time, like, you know, around like March, April, or like, you know, late November when it hasn't quite snowed yet, it does look pretty spooky. It does look pretty spooky when there's like, you know, the trees aren't doing anything in particular and the sky is gray. Like, it is kind of spooky. I see how they came to that conclusion. Yeah, it's amazing how ice cold can be riding in our 2-ton heat machines. Yeah, it's wild too that like you have to like I don't know if this is a thing people have to do everywhere, but like the idea that you have to like start up your car and let it run for a couple minutes to like heat up the inside so that when you get inside it's not like super freezing cold. There might also be some kind of like engine benefit for that too, but like is that like a thing people have to do anywhere else in the well, I mean obviously in other cold places, but like I don't know, how cold does it need to be before people start doing that? Even I have to do that and I live near the Gulf. Okay, so I guess that is more common. Do what? You run your car for a couple minutes to warm it up. That's it. Is that not... Like, you start up your car, then you just let it run for a couple minutes so that, like, the heaters are, like, blasting. Oh, you know what it also is? It's, like, it's to prevent, the windshield. Because a lot of times if it's the winter and it's cold outside and you start up your car, the windshield, because, like, the inside of the car will be warmer, the windshield will get super foggy. So you have to, like, essentially start it and let the heat run for a bit so that the windshield can, like, unfog itself before you start driving, so you're not, like, driving with a foggy windshield. Yeah. Yeah, it's the main reason we have to let the heat run, the ice on the front and back. Yeah, pretty much that's why. It also helps, I think, if you're trying to scrape ice off your windows, because sometimes you have to do that. It helps to kind of have that going. I guess it helps it melt. Sorry, I'm looking through pictures from 2022 now and I'm like reminiscing. Like I have pictures from my old previous EGGY work. I have old doodles because I used to like, if I drew like art of people before I got my tablet, I would like draw it on a sketch pad and then take a picture. I have like old screenshots of like old memes. Old Twitter UI. Pictures at restaurants that don't exist anymore. A picture of coffee gummy bears that my coworker brought into work once that weren't even that good. They kind of tasted weird. Like, they tasted like coffee, but like they also tasted like gummy bears. Like, it was like a very like... It's like strawberry fruity and then coffee flavor. It was kind of a weird combination. Apparently they had like actual caffeine in them. Like, they were actually caffeinated, but I don't know how many you'd have to eat for that to like kick in. An old work schedule. Those socks that took 9,000 years for me to knit on stream. Yeah. Pictures from restaurants that don't exist anymore. I have a picture of... Yeah, I can probably show this. I have this picture. I don't remember why I was doing this. Let's see. I don't remember the context of this. I don't remember why I was feeding Kane a Nature Valley granola bar. I legitimately don't remember why. But I have this. I have this now. End of year is a good time to reminisce. Yeah, but this is like end of year from like, this is the beginning of 2022. That's where these pictures are from. I guess this was like early VTubing for me, I guess. Cause like, my formal debut was in November of 2021, right? So I guess this was like early times VTubing. And apparently early times VTubing meant feeding Nanase Kane a Nature Valley sweet and salty, what flavor was this? Dark chocolate nut bar, I guess. I have a screenshot from when I only had 599 followers on Twitch, and I was like, hey, can I have a 600th? I have a screenshot from when I hit 600 followers on Twitch. I have a bunch of pictures from my commute that I took by accident. I have a picture of that rat that I did on stream. I have Rathu. Some pictures of breakfast. A lot of pictures of breakfast. Boba. Okay, now we're getting into April. Oh, I have this picture that I made for Bodega. I have this. I don't remember why I made this for Bodega, but I made this for Bodega. I think I was trying to do like a graphic design as my passion. I remember that this sky picture, I actually like specifically looked for like pictures of the New York sky to take it from. So I have this like graphic design as my passion. Oh, hold on. Are we out of music? Okay. Yeah, tail end of COVID, middle of VTubing boom. Yeah, exactly. Interesting time to reminisce about. I have pictures of my old audio setup. My old pewter. Well, I mean, it's the same pewter, but like the old way I had it set up. Pictures from my birthday. Pictures from a trip I took. More donuts. More breakfast. Why did I have so many pictures of breakfast? What was I doing in 2022 that was so, like, breakfast-oriented? I have a bunch of pictures of me trying on glasses that I did not end up buying. This pair looked okay. Oh, I'm like, why didn't I buy this? And then I'm like, I opened up the picture, I'm like, ah, that's why. More breakfast. There are so many pictures of breakfast. Eating? Yeah, I don't know why. I guess I was having a lot of breakfast in 2022. It was the year of breakfast, apparently. I have pictures from Anime North. Ooh, we got a big surprise. I got pictures of lunch. I went to Jollibee for lunch, I think, that weekend at one point. So I got pictures of lunch. Let's go. It's not breakfast. I have a bunch of pictures from Anime North. That was... Oh yeah, we went to the aquarium. I have pictures from the aquarium of jellyfish and the like. Pictures from the train ride back. Breakfast, but this time it's at a restaurant instead of at home. I think I went for brunch. Pictures of lunch. Lunch. Brunch. Lunch. More donuts. More breakfast. I have so much breakfast! More glasses, and then I think after that, we're getting to the point where I left for Japan. So then it's just pictures of Japan. Which is fine. Do I have pictures of breakfast? Oh my god, you'll never guess. I have pictures of breakfast that I had in Japan. You know what? First morning in Japan. You'll never guess what I took a picture of. Whoops. Why is it loading in big? Can I fit to screen? There we go. Breakfast. For my first morning in Japan, it's breakfast. I had other things for breakfast. I didn't take a picture of them, but... breakfast in Japan. I think this was my first breakfast in Japan, actually. I think my first morning, because like that evening I landed and it was like 9 p.m. by the time I got out of the airport. And then I got to the hotel. And then I was like, it's not that late. So I figured, I was like, okay, what if I just go to the konbini now so I can like buy a bunch of stuff so I don't have to do that tomorrow morning? So I went to the konbini, and I severely underestimated how close the konbini would be. So I went to Lawson, and I bought a whole bunch of stuff. And the next morning I was like, you know, eating my bread, and I was sipping my apple tea. And I was like, you know, it was literally like 3 minutes away from my hotel. I didn't really need to do all that on the night before. I promise I ate other things. I just didn't take pictures of them. Like, what was my first konbini? I'm trying to remember what I bought, like, when I went to the konbini for the first time. Because I remember I bought this apple tea. I bought a tuna mayo onigiri. Because it was, like, the only one that they had left. Because I think I showed up, like, shortly before they restock. So they didn't really have a lot of selection. So I had a tuna mayo onigiri. I bought a tube of toothpaste because I forgot to bring some. I think I bought some kind of bread. I think. To eat the next day. I don't remember what kind. Oh no, maybe it wasn't bread. Maybe I think it was yogurt that I bought. And then I went back the next day and bought, like, ice cream, I think. I remember I had this, like, really good, like, I don't know if it was an ice cream bar or popsicle. It was, like, pear flavored, and it was really yummy, and then I never saw it again, because I think after that, the season for these kinds of things ended, and I just never saw it again. And then, yeah, I have pictures from Japanese McDonald's, and my first time going to Saizeriya, and I have pictures from, I have pictures of coffee milk that I got because I went to like an onsen and had milk afterwards. I have... Yeah, and then after that it's just normal Japan photos. It's just like places I went. Like, yeah. This but yeah, I'm surprised at how many pictures I have that are breakfast. Let me like scroll through until like I come back from Japan. So I came back in Japan in April. Did I continue taking a lot of pictures of breakfast after that? I wonder. What do I have? So I came back. Okay, so these are the last pictures I had in Japan. Now what are these pictures I have after that? I have doodles, I have a bunch of screenshots. Wow, okay, I don't have breakfast, but I do have snacks. I do have a lot of snacks. Oh, I got some tea. I got some lunch. Got some lunch. You know what? Now I'm thinking, I'm like, maybe what I need to do to like recapture the magic of the good old days is to start taking pictures of breakfast again. Maybe that's what needs to be done. I need to start taking pictures of my breakfast again. Yeah, because I come back from Japan, I'm like looking at all this, I'm like, lots of pictures of lunch, lots of pictures of dinner, very few pictures of breakfast. Maybe that's what needs to be done. Maybe that's goal for 2025 or 2026. Take pictures of breakfasts, but also try to like have breakfasts that are worth taking pictures of. Maybe that'll be my goal. That'll be my goal for 2026. More breakfast. Because I don't know, maybe I feel like I've been neglecting breakfast a bit lately. Because I feel like lately I'm like... I feel like lately I've only been having like one fruit for breakfast. Partly because of time and partly because I'm like, well, if I have a smaller breakfast, that means I can have like a bigger lunch and a bigger dinner, right? Which is flawed logic, but... Yeah, so literally my breakfast had been like one sliced fruit, like an apple or something. So yeah, maybe I need to go hard on breakfast, you know? No, I think that logic checks out. Yeah, because like I'm like, yeah, if I have a bigger breakfast, or if I have a smaller breakfast, then that like leaves more room for lunch and dinner, right? But then it also means that like my breakfasts are just like very minimal. Like, you know, it's just enough food to count as breakfast, you know? I need to have breakfasts. Maybe I should buy mason jars, you know? My mom used to make overnight oats in mason jars specifically, and something about mason jars just made it like nicer. Maybe I need to buy a bunch of mason jars so I can make overnight oats in them, and they'll be like all pretty and stuff. Yeah! 23... Lunch? Dinner? Dessert? Tea? Coffee? No breakfast. When's the next time I take pictures of breakfast? Did I take pictures of breakfasts at any point in 2023? Hold on, I'm going back to the beginning. January 2023. I'm not going to count the first 2 weeks because I had COVID for those 2 weeks, so I didn't really have take pictures of much of anything. Let's see. No, that's a picture of lunch. The first food picture, I think, after I started going outside again, after I stopped having COVID, was... Nope, that was dinner. That was dinner. Then there's lunch. There's desserts. There's lunch. There's dinner. There's lunch. There's lunch. There's lunch. There's a meal that I don't know if it counts as lunch or dinner. I don't remember, but it certainly wasn't breakfast. Then there's the pictures of when I went to Tokyo, which I thought would have a picture of breakfast. Oh, okay. I have one picture from Monday, February 20th, 2023. I went to a place in like the hotel, the hostel I was staying over in Tokyo provided breakfast because it was like a hostel where it was like the first floor was a cafe, like a fancy cafe, and then like the second and third floors were like hostel rooms. So I took a picture of my breakfast because I was complaining that they only had coffee available and not tea. So I took a picture of my breakfast for that. It's not like an amazing picture of breakfast because it was just a bagel and coffee. But it was a picture of breakfast. So I guess that's one picture in all of 2023 of breakfast. Because like, what are my pictures after that? Sanrio Puro Land, not breakfast. I have a picture of... No, that would have been... Was that breakfast or would that be lunch? I think that might have just been a snack. I don't think that counted as breakfast. I have lunch. I have desserts. I have drinks. I have when I went to HoloFest. Oh, okay, hold on. I think we might be coming up against another... Oh, we got a second breakfast photo. Because I stayed in... The hotel I stayed in when I went to HoloFest was a... what do they call it again? Ryokan. It was a ryokan, and breakfast was provided, and it was like a really fancy breakfast. Hold on, I'm gonna show the picture. Because it was like, this was a yummy breakfast. This was a yummy breakfast. So this was from, I think, was it March 20th? This was March 18th, 2023. I had rice, and I had the pickled vegetables and the umeboshi, and I had miso soup, and I had a fried egg and ham and salad, and then I had other greens, and then there was like oden. This was a yummy soup. This was a yummy breakfast. So okay, that's the second photo of breakfast, and I think I took a picture of the breakfast from the... Oh, I guess not, maybe not. I thought I took a picture of the breakfast the next day. I didn't like the breakfast the next day as much, but I think it's because like they change, like the breakfast is, what is it called when it's the cook that chooses what's made? What is it called again? Not a la carte, it's like the opposite of a la carte. It's like the one where like, you know, the chef, not omakase. It's like basically the chef changes the menu every day, and if you don't like it, then you don't eat it. So I think the next day, I don't remember what the protein was, because this one had salmon. I don't remember what the protein was, but I remember that they had natto instead of like other vegetables, and it was my first time trying natto, and I learned that I am not the kind of person who likes natto. So yeah, that was okay, so that was breakfast. Then I have dessert. Then I have drinks. And then I went to Osaka, and I did not take pictures of my breakfast. And then and then I came back to Canada, and I proceeded to no longer take pictures of my breakfast. Okay, so that New Year's resolution. Breakfast. Breakfast. 2026 will be the year of breakfast. The year of breakfast. We will eat breakfast, we will think about breakfast, we will make breakfast. Yeah. You mean prefix or omakase? I guess it was more omakase, because like, it was like, your stay came with a breakfast. But what that breakfast would be, basically, unless you had any specific like dietary restrictions, the chef would just serve it to you. Like, you just come down in the morning, and the breakfast would be ready for you, and whatever was there, right? Like, it wasn't like, it's not like you would make an order. You would just be like, yes, I would like breakfast, and then they would bring you breakfast. So... But yeah, I'm surprised it took me that long though, because like that was in my last full month of being in Japan, and I'm surprised that like it took me that long to try natto. Like I really thought, I feel like I saw it at the convenience store every so often. Like I would see a dish with natto, and I'm like, I should really try natto sometime. But then like, but then I wouldn't, and then I put it off for like 5 months. I will go take a nap. Have a good sleeping. Have a good sleeping, Sully. We need one more person. I think this will be our last Zhong game because I've been yapping for like 20 minutes about how I haven't been taking enough pictures of breakfast lately. Alright, breakfast VTuber. You know... Here we go. Oh, a saint! Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Hello, Fairy Sweet. Junbi okay. But yes, I think this will be the last one, since I have been yapping for a while. If I, oh my god. I know I said that this was Mahjong Monday, but on Sunday night. But I just realized in about 3 minutes, it's going to actually be Monday. You're not in the category? I know, I did that on purpose. I'm experimenting. I'm experimenting. I put a tag, I put the Mahjong Soul tag instead of putting in the category just to see if it makes a difference. I guess I'll find out later. Because, like, realistically speaking, what are we doing? I am just chatting. I am just chatting, and I happen to be playing Mahjong. If you guys prefer me in the category, though, I'll switch it again next time. Oh, I might be silly again. I think I'm gonna try to be silly again. I mean, I, for one, was here for the breakfast. See? You were very invested in my breakfast adventures. Yeah. Mahjong Soul has a lot of category viewers. Okay. Yeah, I guess I can switch it next time. Because, yeah, I just thought, I'm like, maybe that might be something worth trying. But, yeah. I don't know. I was looking at the breakfast. One thing I totally forgot I used to make, but I used to make this all the time, was like, I would have it for breakfast, and it would be a pretty healthy breakfast, I think. Because it was like a piece of toast, and then I would put, I would like soft boil an egg, and then slice it up, and put it on the toast. And then I would top that off with Kewpie mayo, and usually some kind of like, either parsley or, but usually it was like green onions. Like I'd chop up some green onions, and then sprinkle that on top. And that was yummy. I used to make that all the time. I don't know why I stopped. Mayo. It was Kewpie mayo, specifically. I guess it was a bit like avocado toast, except instead of an avocado, it's an egg. But yeah, it was yummy. I recommend. I should make that again sometime. I'd have to buy myself bread. And probably also, I have the mayo here. I need eggs. I need green onions. Green onions are so versatile, except that, like, I feel like every time I buy them, they all go bad because I can never use them fast enough. The other day you say you don't like cooking, would rather be a breadwinner, but you always talk about such yummy food. I mean, it's yummy to me because maybe my standards are low. It's different when it's cooking for yourself versus cooking for someone else, right? Because, like, I know my own tastes. I know what I like. I know what I'm good at making. But, like, to have to account for that for someone else, even if it's someone you know very well, you know? Gee. Yeah. But, like, also, egg bread is not... Egg on toast is not difficult to make, you know? That's not exactly, like, fine cuisine. You cannot, like, sustain your entire life and have your diet revolve around, like, egg on toast, you know? Because, like, I don't know. I don't like cooking with meat because it stresses me out. I guess I could make some vegetarian dishes. Good egg morning. Hello, Devins. Beans on toast, however. True. I guess, like, the entire island of the UK has figured that out. But, like, I don't know. It's like people generally want other proteins and other, you know, and they want it to, you know, not be overcooked or undercooked or, you know, whatnot. Generally, people prefer it that way. But I don't know. What do I know how to make? Trying to think of like everything, like the entire eggy recipe inventory. Aside from egg bread. I can make peanut butter noodles. I can make those. I can make ginger pork if I ever remember to take the pork out of the freezer. I can make a fair amount of soups, I think. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like food with meat in it though, because again, I don't like cooking with meat a lot because I feel like it stresses me out. It stresses me out. It feels like something that's so easy to screw up. I guess I don't know. I imagine I could probably do something with ground beef. That'd be hard to screw up. I want to try learning to make, what was it? Mapo tofu. Mapo tofu. Because mapo tofu also contains ground beef. Like, it's a tofu dish, but like it's not a vegetarian one. So I'm like, yeah, I could try that maybe. Ground beef feels difficult to screw up, so I think I'd probably be fine, I think. I can make a mean meatloaf. I've never tried to make a nice and good meatloaf, though. A nice and good meatloaf. I don't know. I guess I could probably, like, make Hamburg steaks if I put my mind to it. Yeah, you can cook ground beef way past the safety point and it's still good. Yeah. Because, like, again, ground beef, I guess because it's, like, ground, it, like, cooks faster, too, right? Like, it's not like a steak or like a chicken breast where I have to, like, stand there in front of the stove and, like, you know, dutifully watch it over it to make sure it doesn't, like, that it, like, cooks to the perfect temperature. I usually make tacos. I guess I could make tacos, but, like, tacos is, like, you can buy a taco kit. You can go to the grocery store and buy ground beef and then buy a, like, taco kit, and that will, like, season it, and might even come with, like, sauces and the like. And you can just have taco. My first impression of Eggy's play involved a wacky orphans play that almost worked. Look, okay, if you're like 3/4 of the way to getting 13 orphans, it's always worth a shot, you know? Cause yeah, I guess I could make tacos. Tacos. Is this worth it? Probably not. What else can I make? Again, peanut butter noodles. I can make some pastas. I don't make them very often because I feel like every time I make it, it's kind of rich. Or at least a little too rich for, like, everyday life. Like, I don't know. I made a really good shrimp pasta once. That was very tasty. At least I liked it. I'm still, like, chasing that high because I feel like I've yet to succeed at making it again. Like, every time I've made it since then, it hasn't been quite right. Because I think, like, okay, what I did one time, and again, when I did it right the first time, it was entirely by accident. But basically what I ended up doing was, like, I had a bunch of shrimp that they were like partly thawed because I was running short on time. So I figured I'm like, okay, I'll just put them in the frying pan and then everything will be like, you know, it's heat, you know, they're pre-cooked. They won't be frozen. But what I ended up doing is that like I put them in the pan and I put it with like garlic and like cherry tomatoes that I eventually kind of like mashed up a little. And because there was still some moisture in the frozen shrimp, I was able, like, basically it was like a broth. I basically made like a broth with like basil and shrimp and tomatoes and garlic and olive oil. And then I just put in some like store-bought Alfredo sauce after, and it came out really, really tasty. But I've yet to be able to succeed again with that same method, you know? And I'm trying to figure out what I did correct that time that I've been failing at since. But yeah, it was yummy that one time. You know what, we're in desperation mode now, I think. It's fine. Have I screwed myself over? Maybe. Yeah, I'm improvising it. I'm an improvising type of cooker half the time. Yeah, like making it up as you go. You're like, okay, I'm making chicken. Whatever this ends up being, it will have chicken in it, and that's it. I don't know. I like to think I could do that, and then it like fails most of the time. It fails most of the time. It turns out there's some recipes where you really do have to get it perfectly right. Like, I don't know. I like onsen tamago, but onsen tamago are also, man, okay, well, it doesn't matter. It's not my problem anymore. Onsen tamago are like, they're very precise to make. Like, I feel like this should be easy, but like, I feel like I need to get the water to a very precise temperature and then have it cook for like a very precise amount of time. Otherwise, it's like, it's over. It's screwed. You screwed up. Are you drying the shrimp? No, but it's like, it worked that time specifically because I only thawed them part way. And then I did not dry them very much. So, like, I want the shrimp to emit water, is the thing. That's what made it work last time. But I'm not sure, maybe I just, like, used too much oil in the time since when I tried it. Because it's like, no, I want the shrimp to emit moisture, because, again, what made it good the first time was, like, basically this, like, broth. It was like a shrimp broth, a frozen shrimp broth that I made by accident. And that's what made it work. In the new year. And breakfast. Yeah, you might have just cooked them longer, maybe. I guess maybe it is a timing thing. Maybe like the first time I just like cooked them too long or not quite long enough. Because again, the first time it's hard to tell, because when you succeed by accident and then that makes it even harder to figure out like what you did right or wrong. Like, when you succeed on purpose, you're like, okay, I did this, this, and this, and it worked, noted. But when you succeed by accident, you're like, because when you succeed by accident, you probably weren't paying much attention to what you were doing, right? So you can't really retrace exactly what it is you did, or like, figure out what made it successful or not successful. Yeah, the flavor tends to leave the meat when you cook more. Maybe. Maybe so I would have like overcooked the shrimps maybe on the times that I failed. Maybe that could be true. But the thing is that they were pre-cooked. They were like frozen but pre-cooked. So essentially I was just thawing them out. So I don't know if that makes a difference. The shrimp overcooked themselves. You telling me a shrimp overcooked to this rice? No. You telling me a shrimp cooked this pasta? Seriously, there were $700 rice cooker. How? What do you mean? My rice cooker was only like 200 something, I think. I don't doubt that there are $700 rice cookers, but they're probably like super big and super fancy. Are you looking at like the fancy Zojirushi ones that have like a setting for every different kind of rice? Are you looking at the ones that play the little jingle when the rice is done? Because, like, I know there are some that have, like, different settings. They'll be like, here's the one for white rice, and a setting for brown rice, and a setting for, like, jasmine rice, or, like, whatnot. Boom. So, like, I know that's a thing. It was, like, a family, not even, like, an industrial one. Okay, then it's probably, like, one of the... It has to be one of the, like, the bajillion setting ones, then. Ooh, exactly what I was going for. There we go. Man, okay, well, at least it wasn't me. It wasn't me, but I didn't get my big... I had like 1 billion bajillion Dora. I had like 3 red 5s and 1 additional Dora. I was so full of Dora. Man. And I got in 4th. Man. Okay. Thank you for playing. Congratulations to IMJ. Thank you for... Dora is fake. Then why would it... Where are all those points coming from then? Yes, thank you for playing. GG. There we go. So that was the last one, I think. What do I have in the mail? There we go. There we go. It takes us to past midnight. Good morning. Exactly. Good morning. It is now, we are now officially on Mahjong Monday, but we're no longer zhonging, we're raiding. We are now on Raid Run Day. For whatever that means. Let's see who's on, Let's see. Who's on at this hour? People in the... not that many people, actually, and presumably people in the Pacific time zone. Let's see. Hanamimi, and Grimmy, and Pippi, and Kuragi, and Koki, and other people whose names end with E. We can break Kuragi, I think. Nobody else is zhonging at this hour, so... Yeah, everyone else is doing some very unzhongly things. So... yeah, we'll break Kuragi. So, oh, before I type out the raid, I should probably announce things. So, This week's stream, I don't know what's gonna happen because I know Christmas is going to make a bunch of stuff difficult and my family is coming and like, hard to say. If I stream, what is today? Today, well, I mean, it's Monday now. I might do a stream because I'm working Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know what time I'm done work on Tuesday. We'll see. But yeah, we might, there may or may not be a stream this week. It's hard to say. That said, even if I don't stream, you will be seeing me. You will be seeing me and I will make sure you see me because I am participating in multiple Christmas projects. So I will be visible. I'm appearing in Professor Bloom's VTuber Holiday Choir. I don't remember when that premieres. Because I remember the deadline was earlier. Does he say when this will be posted? Recording instructions. He doesn't say when it's going to be posted, but I'm assuming it's going to be before the 25th. And then I will also be participating in Obake Pam's Christmas concert. So I will be in that, and that will be, I believe, on the 22nd? I'm checking the date. The 23rd, sorry, the 23rd. The 23rd at 7 EST is when it starts. I don't know at what order she's putting these songs in, but I will probably ping everybody in the Discord when it is my turn to be up. So I will be appearing in that, so you will see me there. You will. Is that a threat? I will sing at you. You're going to enjoy my sweet singing voice. So yeah, even if I don't stream this week, you will be seeing me. You will be seeing me in other things. And then from next week's Zhang will probably also be similar to tonight because I will be busy on Monday. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. That's everything I have to announce. We're gonna raid. Then we're gonna RSVP to the eggplant meetup. I need to know how many gallons of poutine to order. Why are they in gallons? Is the poutine liquefied? Or maybe you're talking about the gravy. Raid. We're gonna raid into Koragi _ Ch. Let's see. Let's say Late Night Zhang raid. It's not a new raid target. I've raided her before. Late Night Zhang raid. So that will be our raid message for tonight. So thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with the different time slot. I will see you later. You will see me again. In a good way and in a very non-threatening way. But yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for playing. Thank you for zhanging. Au revoir. Thank you, bye-bye. And look at my cool end card. Au revoir. And also, happy holidays if I don't stream before the 25th. Au revoir.